shot. He scores!
Live from the Carlyle Sports Arena, it's Friday night. The Notre Dame Hounds take on the Estevan Bruins. You're watching Good on Industries Game Time on TL Media. Here's your host, Travis Longman.
Hello, Canada and hockey fans in the United States and Newfoundland. It's great to be with you on this special Friday night here in Carlyle, Saskatchewan. Travis Longman with you, joined alongside producer Mitch, and we have a very special, very talented play-by-play announcer, Jamie Niggerbauer. How are you doing tonight, Jamie?
I'm doing great. It is an absolute treat and an honor to be here on TL Media. Travis, thank you so much. Producer Mitch, thank you so much for having me and coming all this way. I could tell you guys are hustlers, hard workers, and you love the game of hockey. Those are my type of people. So yeah, thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for allowing this opportunity. We always, our primary focus has been senior hockey, but it's awesome to do some SJHL games. Jamie, can you update our viewers as to what's been going on in the SJHL this year and what can we expect tonight?
Well, yeah, let's focus right in on tonight then. The Estevan Bruins and the Notre Dame Hounds come into this game hot, confident hockey teams after the Notre Dame Hounds came away with a dramatic 4-3 win over the Humboldt Broncos on Wednesday in Wilcox. A 40 seconds left winner from Tony Nolan, the Chicago kid, the day before American Thanksgiving in front of his parents who'd come up to watch their young man play, and it was a really emotional win for this young Notre Dame team, still sitting 11th in the SJHL standings at a 12 but every confidence boost you can get, you take. On the other side, the Estevan Bruins, a team, of course, in an organization used to success, not very far away from where we're sitting, of course, about an hour perhaps as the crow flies from Estevan, and they are probably expecting in many ways to be the home team tonight, with the exception of the fact, of course, that the Hounds will have home ice advantage in terms of the last change and all that, but I'm sure the fans will be loud for Estevan, with the exception of some parents and fans traveling from the Wilcox Rollo kind of area in southern Saskatchewan. The Estevan Bruins as well coming in high after a really good bounce back weekend last weekend, hosting the Battleford North Stars. The Estevan Bruins came away with 2 wins in that one, 2 tight, low-scoring affairs that they really needed. They really needed after a trip the weekend before in which they got really beaten bad by the Larange Ice Wolves up in Larange. And so the Estevan Bruins and Hounds have both had tough up and down kind of years, but both coming in confident. And I expect both teams, Travis, to come into this one with a lot of energy and a lot of intensity, because they both know that games against the likes of each other are absolutely critical. It should be a lot of fun. Travis, if it's okay with you, I'm just going to jump right into the lineups, and then we'll have a little bit of a chat about TL Media, if you don't mind. First, the Estevan Bruins, coached by the native of St. Catharines, Ontario, Jason Tatarnik, former Notre Dame Junior Hounds player, in fact, Jason Tatarnik. He's assisted by Regina's Drew Kosher, and they have a roster that is big on size and a lot more experience overall than the Notre Dame team, so they should come into this one, again, feeling good. Up front, their top unit for sure is Ken Moore's unit. Of course, the SJ Showcase representative up in Warman for the Estevan Bruins. He's centering a line of Brady Wilson, the Swift Current kid, who went to Notre Dame as a high school student years ago, and longtime BCHLer Ewan Rennie on the left, who leads this Estevan Bruins team in scoring, and that'll be the line to watch. The captain, the former Yorkton Terrier, Cade Kennedy, he centers the line with Cole Robertson, a kid that took a long time to actually play for the Bruins, despite the fact he was in Estevan because there was a bit of a roster issue and a card snafu. But the former Amarillo Wrangler of the North American Hockey League, he is here on the right with the former Melfort Mustang and Larange Ice Wolves, Jacob Hufty on the left. That is for sure their top 2 lines. Hayden Pym, he centers Rory Elson on the right out of Chatham, which is not too far from where Jason Tatarnik is from, and Carter Onright, the local boy there from Estevan, and Cade Stringer, the 4th line there with Chase Holt and Tage Dollywall. On the blue line, they have a lot of experience and size as well. Kalen Whittingham, he's been around on the Bruins for a long time. He's with a rookie in Con Dollywall. Kieran Ronan and Michael Carter is the pairing I expect to play a lot, even though they're the second pairing on the roster sheet. And Bo Doxtater, who played for my buddy Lino Dixon and Nick Ian in the CCHL. He's paired with Jag Taylor, and Benny Polhill gets the start for the Bruins. On the Hounds side, Marko Djordjevic has been as good taken, and he's been red hot lately. He centers Tony Nolan and Damien Metastasio. Hudson Kerr centers the line with Riley Rich Holden and the Newfoundlander Adam Pinson. DJ Freegang, the Notre Dame high schooler graduate, with Naka Jean and Nick Beattie. Naka Jean has been among the rookie points leaders in the SJHL all year, and McLean Cooney playing in his 3rd game back from an injury. He centers Bexon Fox and Ian Biors. On the blue line, 2 of the best defensemen, maybe the 2 best defensemen in the SJHL, Liam Hunks and Vinny Palmerine together. Pearson Lindorf is back after a bit of a spell off with an injury, and Taven Mercer, the newest Hound, in fact, the newest Hound acquired from Kindersley a couple weekends ago, and Ethan Andrews is with Ripley in front of Spencer Orsos. Travis, let's step aside here and listen into the opening ceremonies here in Carlyle, Notre Dame, and Estevan. Neutral site action coming right at you here on TL Media on YouTube.
Good on Industries Game Time on TL Media.
Education, reconciliation, and collaboration. Thank you to the Notre Dame Hounds and the Estevan Bruins for allowing and supporting the Carlyle Community Complex to host the SJHL game here in Carlyle. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. It's now time for your starting lineups. Starting for the visitors, the Estevan Bruins. Starting right wing from Swift, Saskatchewan, number 16, Brady Wilson. All out left wing from Lansing, BC, number 15, Ewan Rennie. All defense from New Hartford, New York, number 2, Kieran Rubin. And from Peterborough, Ontario, number 18, Michael Carter. At center from Canada, Ontario, number 19, Kent Moores. And starting in goal from Calgary, Alberta, number 1, Benjamin Polhill. Coaching staff for the Bruins, athletic therapist Hannah Harrison, assistant coaches Drew Kosher and Eric Miller, and the general manager and head coach Jason Tarnick. And now for your hometown Notre Dame Hounds, at right wing from Naperville, Illinois, number 26, Anthony Nolan. On left wing from Woodbridge, Ontario, number 25, Damian McPastadescio. On defense from Beaumont, Alberta, number 2, Liam Hump. And from Wilcox, Saskatchewan, number 14, Vincent Pomery. At center from Leduc, Alberta, number 23, Marco Georgievic. And starting in net from Calgary, Alberta, number 1, Spencer Forces. And coaching staff, trainer Joel Heidemann, assistant coaches Kyle Finch and Oldman Rutsey, general manager and head coach Brett Pilkington. Officials for tonight, linesman Keenan Earstad and Luke Kotz, and your referees Alan Scott and Michelle Buchanan. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I have the honor to introduce our guest singer for this evening. Scarlett Nister is an imaginative and spirited 9-year-old who is currently in grade 4 at CS Carlyle. She is the daughter of the brides, Nister, and has a warm and encouraging family that supports her passions. 3 years ago, Scarlett's journey into the world of music began with piano. Only last year did she take up singing. Now, her sweet voice can be heard anywhere she goes. With dreams of taking the stage and inspiring others, Scarlett is excited to share her talents with you tonight. Please stand if possible, remove your hats, and join us in the singing of the national anthem performed by the talented Scarlett Nister.
Oh, yeah.
So here we go, the starting lineups here on Good On Industries Game Time on TL Media. First for the Notre Dame Hounds, the 20-year-old from Calgary, Spencer Borsos, 7-15 and 1 on the air with a shutout, an 895 save percentage. Boys, he's been terrific the last 10 or 15 games, leads the SJHL by over 200 minutes in minutes played in the league. On the other side, the 06 birth year from Calgary, Benny Polhill. The departure of Kyle Kelsey to the Western Hockey League means that the job for now is his, and Jason Tatarnic, a big fan of the young man from Calgary, bunch of Calgary guys. Of course, Benny Polhill's dad, Ed Travis, a up and up, a principal at Edge Academy in Calgary, a very good, prestigious school and hockey academy in Calgary, and of course, the producer of the likes of Landon DuPont, who is ripping up the Western Hockey League as an 09 birth year right now. As we're underway here in Carlyle, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Jamie, he's Travis, the Hounds in red, the Bruins in white. Let's go. Kieran Ronan leaves it behind him for Michael Carter. He's bumped off the puck by Marko Djordjevic. Tried to throw that one out in front. Metastasio able to touch it down, at least for the moment. Hounds do keep it in just inside the line, but Ronan will have a time here to get it up the left side, and he'll play it into the Notre Dame zone. Liam Hunks, the captain, he'll play this one up the wall into the feet of Metastasio, and the Vaughan, Ontario kid will chip it into the corner, and the Bruins will ski it around. Here is Whittingham. He's been around for a long time with this Estevan team as part of that team last year. Here is Rich Holden out in front, looking to one-time that. It's popped up in the air, Travis, and Paul hangs on, but a good start for the Hounds.
Yeah, early momentum trying to get established here in front of a neutral site crowd in Carlyle. And smart play by the goalie, just covering it up for the Bruins.
Yeah, Paul Hill with a good grab, you're right, and played most of his, of course, high school career at the Edge Academy, but last year with Saha, South Alberta Hockey Academy in Medicine Hat, as this one snapped wide off the stick of Taven McCorrister. Here is McCorrister. He'll just play it to the open wall. Nobody was home, as Rich Holden will give it a chase. The Hounds with a good sort of half chance to start there off the turnover from Carter, as this one's bounced into Borsos's mitts. Neither of these teams have not faced each other, by the way, so far this year. I know it's pretty late, getting late in November, but first time between Notre Dame and Estevan at all this year, and the Hounds will face Yorkton on the 3rd of December. That's the last team the Hounds will have faced in the league, as this one's played into the corner. Little check by the Bruins there on Lindorf. First and Lindorf back in the lineup for the first time in a while. Long shot is on. Borsos the save. The puck is kind of battled for behind him, and Borsos does hang on for the whistle with 18 to go in the first period. And one thing Travis will say is this Hounds team is used to these neutral site games. Do play a lot of them, and I expect TL Media might be on the scene for a bunch of them.
Absolutely. We'd love to be at as many games as we can. I think producer Mitch has his eye on a game in Davidson coming up in February.
Yeah, the Hounds will play Battlefords there. Home of captain of the Battleford North Stars, Jackson Allen, as Ripley Garden will play this one along the wall. Nick Jean gets into the neutral zone as Nick Beattie, who got another power play goal last time out up there on the forecheck. Freegang pokes at this one, but here is Rip Garden out of St. Cloud, Minnesota. Up the wall, it evades everybody. It's going to go not for icing because it skipped through a couple Bruins jerseys and out the other side. Dolly Wall. There are two Dolly Walls in the lineup for Estevan. Is Jean, who's so quick with his mitts down low below the goal line, tried to get that one out in front, but there was no red jerseys to take advantage of it. Jean giving watch as this one's quick up, and Holt will have this one go. Former Estevan Bears AAA man as Borsos will play it along to Ethan Andrews. Beattie tried to tip it, but he tipped it right back to a Bruin. Get some help from Freegang, and Freegang will whip into the corner as the Hounds need a line change. Beattie trying to get it from a bad angle, does throw it out in front. Back to the point, here is Paul Marine. Paul Marine will just chip it to the corner as the former Aberdeen wing in the null, Kieran Ronan will play it along the wall. Carter through the middle to Stringer. Michael Carter dealing with some injury issues earlier this year as well, like many Estevan Bruins have. Paul Marine will bump it back to Hunks. Liam Hunks down the left wall, taking his time, winding his way up. He's a magician weaving his way through. Stops up, just plays it on, looking for the tip there of McLean Cooney. Cooney, one of two Chicago area kids on this Notre Dame team. Biors down low to Cooney. Cooney looking for that option out in front. He's all tied up, and he'll come away with it. Cooney to the point for Hunks. To Paul Marine, the shot. That was a bullet, but he put it wide. One of the better one-timers in the SJHL is Paul Marine, but he missed the net on that occasion. It's going to be touched down by Brady Wilson, the Swift Current kid. And out to the neutral zone it goes. Hunks steps up, stays onside with some quick mitts as Biors was up there lurking. Up on the forecheck is Djordjevic. Djordjevic out of the crowd, tried to pull the trigger. He fanned on it at the last minute there as Whittingham got into his way. And the Hounds with a great start to this one. Just haven't been able to beat Benny Polhill just yet. Here is Benny Wilson. Bill Whittingham. Sorry, you're about to say.
Djordjevic isn't the guy you want to turn it over to if you're Estevan. He is always dangerous with the puck.
Yeah, he's a dangerous customer, no question. As Tony Nolan and Damien Metastasio and Marco have been a combo a lot of the last little while, and especially Tony and Marco most of this season. There's Metastasio there on the forecheck, but it's going to be Jag Taylor who's going to pull it away. Taylor, the former Regina Pack Canadian, sends that one into the corner. McCorrister leaves it behind him. It's going to be played up the wall by Lindorf, but right to Taylor, who sends it back in again. The Bruins do need to tag up, and they'll just change, and that'll allow McCorrister a little bit of time here to take off with it. Leaving it there is the Hounds young forward Hudson Kerr. Leaves it to Rich Holden. He shoots off the arm of Paul Hill. Could have bounced anywhere, but just went wide. Rich Holden around the outside. Looks, waits, shoots. Paul Hill to save in the middle with Adam Pinson lurking. And Benny Polhill makes a good save right there.
Polhill did a good job staying in his office. And if you're in Carlyle, stop in at the Office Bar and Grill. They have many great drink and lunch specials for you to choose from. And we want to thank all of our wonderful advertisers for sponsoring tonight's broadcast. And a special shout out to Wanda Heron, who's just Wanda Heron Photography down the road in Estevan. Back to you, Nugsy.
Yeah, absolutely. Wanda's taking great photos for the Bruins over the years and used a bunch of them for a bunch of different things over the years too. Face off to the left of Paul Hill. The Hounds have certainly been the aggressors so far in this one. Brady Wilson along the wall as Ethan Andrews and Ripley Garden will go back. Probably the best chance off the stick of Paul Marine on the one-timer from Hunks, but he was stopped. And here comes a chance for the neutral zone, 2-on-1. Hudson Kerr, the shot. Paul Hill the save, and that one's off the corner. Kerr and Kieran Ronan all tangled up. Rich Holden behind him to Pinson. Pinson to the backhand, and Paul Hill made the save. And Travis, I could see from my angle, a nice little move by Pinson to get that puck into a shooting position.
Absolutely good puck movement for the Hounds and good positioning for Polhill. Had to be sharp on that one, but he was able to hug the post and make the save.
DJ Freegang on the draw here against the youngster Cade Stringer, wins it cleanly. Paul Marine to Hunks, he scores! And usually, Travis, it's the other way around, Hunks to Paul Marine. But Hunks doing his best Vinny Paul Marine impression. And it's 1-0 Hounds here in Carlyle.
Well, the ladies love the Hunks, and he's a hunk of a player. Number 2 makes it 1-0 for Notre Dame.
There you go. Yeah, it was a great face-off win by Freegang. And Paul Marine was about to shoot it, but saw a bunch of shot blockers stack up. And so his partner, who's been absolutely terrific all year long, Liam Hunks, with the one-timer with his 6th of the year. And it makes it a 1-0 lead for Notre Dame, a deserved 1-0 lead. As here the Bruins come to the attack. Here is the veteran Cade Kennedy. He'll leave it behind it. Trying to find that one is Cole Robertson. Robertson is tripped, and the Hounds are going to take a penalty as Hunks scores a goal, and then he's going to find his way back onto the lineup sheet, or the score sheet as well, by sitting in the penalty box for 2 or less.
And on that note, I think we should take a quick TV timeout. Producer Mitch, can you roll a 10-second commercial, please?
The Wilcox Inn, The Office Bar and Grill, Days Inn, Estevan, Southern Plains Co-op.
So face off to the right, the Hounds penalty kill just under 79%. Bruins power play struggled a little bit this year, but they certainly have some weapons. Garden around the outside, not enough mustard on that one. Kennedy at the left point, down low, a little give and go, but that's going to be down the ice, and the Bruins do the Hounds a little bit of a favor there. There's Georgievich there up on the forecheck. You see the Hounds playing with their typical 3 defenseman penalty kill. 1 forward, 3 defensemen, as Kennedy will get this one in. Kennedy will touch it down there, but there's a bunch of white jerseys on his back. Going to wing that one over the wall here as the Hounds try to dig it free, but the Bruins do win that battle. This one's going to be handled by Kent Moores at the point. Here's Moores, dangerous customer, a little toe dragging shot. That one's on, and Borsos able to make the save. 1:14 to go in this power play, and not a bad start for this Estevan power play.
No, Moores, he came in from the point, and he was looking to paint this one to make it 1-1, but unfortunately for the Bruins, he was stymied by the Hounds netminder.
Yeah, Spencer Borsos, man, one of the better goalies in the league the last little while, as this one's not going to be dropped fairly. He was terrific against Humboldt on Wednesday, as It's going to be free gang in against Ewan Rennie. On the draw, Rennie, the former Langley Riverman, over 100 BCHL games for Ewan Rennie. Bruins do win the draw cleanly. Carter with a big shot there at that point, looking for that lane, but he doesn't pull the trigger just yet. Here he is now, though. He shoots, and free gang tries to get in the lane there. Knocks that one away. Good stick presence there by free gang on the penalty kill.
You touched on it a bit during that play. What's going on with the BCHL? Maybe we can talk about that during the intermission.
Yeah, we'll get back to that. I got a lot of thoughts, but we'll get to that in the intermission for sure. Minute to go in this power play for Estevan, the first power play of the game with Liam Hunks in the box. Whittingham down low. Out the other side it goes. Here is Rory Elson. He'll play that one to the corner as the Bruins get it set up. Carter at the top. Now the left side to Whittingham, looking down low. Elson pops out. The Bruins missing their power play dynamo, Luke Hogan. The shot, they score! And Carter threw a traffic screen right there. Nothing Spencer Borsos could do, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, as Don Cherry says, just put it on net and you never know what's going to happen. And that's exactly what happened for the Bruins on that play. Borsos, good goalie, unable to make the stop on that save on a nice shot.
Yeah, there's a lot of traffic for sure in front. I can see from where I am here in the corner. There's not a peak that Spencer had. It was perfectly aimed, and it's a 1-1 game. And discipline has been a huge problem for the Hounds all year. And the Bruins take advantage on the power play. It's a good start to the power play for the penalty kill, pardon me, but then the Bruins get one chance, and now they got their mojo going. This one's going to be kept in. It's going to turn into a battle. They got a man in front in Elson. If they can find him, Cooney does find him just in time, though, as Cooney will try to pull it out. So Hunks and Carter, two defensemen, have goals in this one. Here's Cooney through the neutral zone. He'll chip it into the Estevan zone. Go in after is what tried to swing it out in front for Biors, but it was popped away from him at the last minute. McCorrister has it bounced away from him. Here is the youngster Carter Onright. He'll shoot. That one's into the glove or off the glove of Borsos and over the net. Out the other side, Lindorf gives a pop at that one. He's got McCorrister's help. Throws it out in front, actually, did McCorrister, but Fox wasn't ready for it, so that allows Rennie to jump in. Rennie looking back down low there, trying to pull the trigger was Hayden Pym, who lost the edge in his skates there on his own volition as it's played along the wall, and the Bruins will battle it into the Notre Dame zone. Power plays and goals really change games, and Hounds are all over the Bruins most of this one until Hunks took that penalty. Here is Brady Wilson trying to go wide around Lindorf. Lindorf gives the veteran Wilson a hard time, though, as Biors tries to dig at that one, and now it does come out, and here is Marko Djordjevic. Djordjevic down the side. He stops it up, tries to get it deep, and then had the puck roll away from him, and Tony Nolan will get it out the other side. Hunks will step up into it with some time. Off a leg to the other corner for Palmerine. He swings and misses, but keeps it in. Pops up off the glove of Moores. Almost went right to Nolan in front, but it bounced away from him just at the inopportune moment if you're a Notre Dame fan. But here's Metastasio, the one-timer by Djordjevic, and a good save by Polhill as we got the top lines against each other right now. Here's Kent Moores looking for an option. He's got his man Carter into the middle. Carter dancing in. He shoots. It was behind Borsos, but now it's behind the net, and Carter's looking the most dangerous Bruin on the ice right now. He's got the goal, and he's looking for more. Metastasio gives his man a shove. The Hounds line has been out there for a long time. Got to be careful in this type of a situation as Palmerine crushes his man. Whittingham there, and it was just a situation, Travis, where the Bruin was in a bit of a awkward position, and Palmerine finished his check nonetheless.
Yeah, vulnerable spot. You got to be careful with how you're hitting them, and the ref will call that 9 times out of 10. And speaking of the officials, you're more familiar with the SJHL than I am. Are there a lot of female officials? I noticed there is one tonight.
Yeah, so there's a bunch, and they do a terrific job. Obviously, McKenna here done a great job. She's been involved with the IHF at the women's side of things, and of course, Sienna Leifers was in the Olympics last time out too. And yeah, there's a good group. The Hounds had Alex Clark on Wednesday as well, so there's a bunch, and they do a great job. Clark.
That is fantastic to see.
Yeah, for sure. Good one-timer there. Borsos got a stick on that one. The Bruins power play back to work. They're 1 for 1. And Carter, middle of the ice. Here's the dangerous man again looking for that lane. Plays it down low. Being watched there. The shot is on off the leg of Ripley Garden. Pre-gang working for it. He lost the handle of that one. Doesn't get it out. That allows the Bruins to go to the attack. Here's the veteran Jacob Hufty. The right point, the shot right on, and Borsos will cover it up and hang on with 1:25 to go in the penalty to Palmerine. Freegang was trying to get that puck out, had a good beat on it, but kind of whacked his stick against the boards before he could pull the trigger.
Yeah, he sure did, and Borsos was smart to cover it up there. It looked like the Bruins were pressing pretty good there, and as both teams changed.
Minute 25 to go in the boarding penalty to Palmerine. Here is Kieran Ronan at the right point. 1-1 is the score. Hunks for Notre Dame and Carter for Estevan. Here is Kieran Ronan at the right point, looking for an angle to pull the trigger. The Hounds' most passive penalty kill in the league probably, and on this rink, maybe that's not the smartest decision, but what do I know? Long shot is on. Borsos to save with 9:47 to go, a minute 5 to go in the penalty to Palmerine.
How much of a difference do you think it is playing on an ice this size compared to what the Hounds are used to?
It's huge because the Notre Dame ice is Olympic size, and the passive sort of sit back and block shots and let them kill the penalty around the outside works a lot at home. It's a little harder in a smaller rink, but obviously space is also compressed, so I guess you got less space to cover in terms of blocking shots, so maybe that's Brett Pilkington's thought process, but again, he's the coach and I'm not, as this one's blockered away by Garden, and he knocks it down the length of the ice. 45 seconds to go in the penalty to Palmerine. A better job on this penalty kill for the Hounds as Freegang is up there watching the veteran Kieran Ronan out of Hartford, New York. Here's Kent Moores now. Moores to the side for Whittingham. Down low to Moores. Moores in the corner, being watched there by Garden. Tried to get it out in front. He's a dangerous customer, Kent Moores. Looking to shoot. That one is Rennie. Off the stick and bounced out in front for a second. And now it's knocked down the ice, and that should do it for most of the rest of this Estevan power play. Much better job killing this one so far for the Hounds. Still 10 seconds left in it, though. Here is Ronan. Now to Hayden Pym. He'll knock that one into the corner. Out the other side it goes for Ronan to handle, but Hunks will try to come up with it. He's stacked up, and it's going to be chipped into the corner. Lindorf had that one poke bounce away from him, and that one was dangerous of a situation as you can get. But we are back to even strength as Palmerine's out of the box. Poked that by Hunks. And here is Liam Hunks trying to send Palmerine for a skate, and the Bruins there, Ronan holding up the Hound Palmerine to let him not skate away. So that's a textbook interference call with 8:24 to go in the first. The Hounds to the power play.
We'll take a quick 30-second timeout here. You're watching Good on Industries Game Time on TL Media.
Boost your efficiency and your bottom line with Young's Equipment and Case IH. From the versatility of the Puma 150 CVX to the best-in-class efficiency of the Maxim 145, Case IH tractors can handle everything from field work to loader work. And with the RB 565, you'll bale faster than ever and save on handling, transportation, and net wrap expenses with superior bale shape and density. Find your nearest location at youngs.ca and see how Youngs and Case IH can boost your efficiency.
Back here in Carlyle, Saskatchewan, I'm Jamie Neugebauer, home of the Carlyle Cougars. Travis Longman joins me. Travis, give us your 20-second pitch about what you kind of do for your company here.
Well, we do primarily senior hockey, but we've also been doing a lot of minor football and a couple SJHL games. I'm an independent broadcaster with my own company, TL Media. We started out in 2021, thanks to the help of the controversial Ed Dick out of Boys of Age.
So the Hounds power play goes to work. Notre Dame with the third best power play in the league right now, at 22.7%, but they lose the draw right off the hop to Notre Dame. Estevan's penalty kill coming to this one at 79.1%. Always a very good penalty killing team, the Bruins are. But here's Georgievich looking for Beattie, but he fanned on it. He had a wide open net and fanned. Here's Liam Hunks again, the shot. That one maybe off of Freegang as they battle for it in the corner. Here is Freegang. Loses the handle, and Kennedy will be able to skate it away. As the Hounds with a good start to the power play, but unable to get the shot actually on to Ben Polhill as Nick Beattie had a wide open net. The puck bounced on him at the inopportune moment. Here is Hunks going wide, looking for Georgievich. He shoots midsection of Polhill, and he hangs on for the whistle.
a couple golden opportunities for Georgievich, but he'll be thinking about that on the bus ride back to Wilcox this evening.
Yeah, Marco's got having a good year for sure. 10, 11 goals, but he's created so many more than that even. Hounds win the draw again. Ethan Andrews had a lane to shoot it, decided to pull it back. Now he shoots. It was looking for a tip from Biors. Lindorf back in the lineup and onto the power play. Biors given a little bit of a bump. Needs some help here. Dox Tater's a big, strong 20-year-old on his back. Hudson Kerr trying to dig for it. The Young Bucks were aligned together, but they stay together here on the power play. The Kerr, Biors, and Jean line. Biors leaves it for Jean. He just swipes at it instead of trying to reach in for it, and that allows Brady Wilson to get to it. Now it's Jag Taylor along the wall. It's kept in by Kerr. He fans on his passing attempt as Brady Wilson has a breakaway. Wilson is in, just backhands it on. Borso's trying to hold the fort, and it's out the other side as Hudson Kerr just out-muscled right there by Brady Wilson, and Wilson almost scored because of it. And welcome to junior hockey, Hudson Kerr, where grown men are. Kerr out in front. The chance right there for Biors. Chances at both ends. Biors to the line for Andrews. Here is Biors. Biors is the power play about to expire. Jean to the line to Andrews. Now Lindorf, he shoots. That's off a body. Lindorf gets it back again. Lindorf around the outside makes a move. They'll leave it there for Nika Jean, but then Ronan took it away from him up in the air. Jean bangs at that one. He's got to touch it himself to avoid the hand pass, and he does. But the Hounds with some good looks on the power play, but unable to finish as Benny Polhill made a few saves, but the bounce is not going their way either. 6 minutes to go in the first, still 1-1 here in Carlyle as Michael Carter gets it up the wall there, the goal scorer, and Chase Holt, the former Estevan Bear AAA man, played a little bit with the Bruins last year as well as a call-up. Taylor, he'll regroup it quickly to Bo Dox Tater. Out the other side it goes, and here is Dollywall who just chipped into the corner. That's Tej Dollywall. Of course, they're trying to dig for it too. It's out the other side. 5:35 to go in a very even first period. Probably the Hounds with a few more chances than the Bruins, but haven't been able to bury other than Liam Hunk's timer. This one's going to be flipped up the wall though, as Metastasio will chase it. Is going to go for icing. It will not. As Dox Tater and Metastasio in a foot race, and the linesmen blow it off. Here's Holt through the middle, looking for Stringer. He shoots. That's off of a leg, pops up in the air, and Borsos hangs on.
Wise play there by Borsos, and we're going to be wise here right now and pay a few bills. Producer Mitch, roll a 15-second commercial, please.
The Wilcox Inn, The Office Bar and Grill, Days Inn, Estevan, Southern Plains Co-op.
5:08 to go in the first. 1-1 is the score. Biors for Beckton Fox. Fox will make sure that one gets in deep as Biors goes in there. Got McLean Cooney with him, but the veteran Ronan will come away with it. Ronan, right side to Hayden Pym. Pym looking for a lane. He's got Nelson, the shot. That one's blockered away. Another shot, that one's on. Orsos looking for it. Biors able to strengthen his man off the puck. Nice leave there for Hunks. Hunks busts his way in, he shoots, and Polhill in great position gets out to the top of the blue and stops Liam Hunks right there.
Hunks has been all over the ice tonight. He scored the goal for the Hounds, and he's also one of the big reasons what led to the power play for the Bruins. He's looking to atone for his mistake and give the Hounds another lead.
Kennedy and Freegang on the draw. Cade Kennedy wins that one. Here is Kalen Whittingham along the left side. Hunks jumps that route, and that turns into a turnover as Nika Jean will knock it in deep. Jean, the last cut of both the Moncton Wildcats and the QMJHL and Fort McMurray and the AJ as well. Robertson, left side as Kennedy goes to the attack, the former Yorkton Terrier. He'll spin it back. Kennedy to the point here for Kalen Whittingham. Whittingham the shot through traffic. Borsos has to figure out where that puck is, as do I. And this one's going to be reached at by Jean, gets into the neutral zone. Icing is waved off, and the Hounds will get some fresh bodies with 3:55 to go in the first period. Two desperate teams playing desperate hockey so far in this one. Ripley Garden in the corner, trying to dig that one free. Loses the handle. Gets some help, though, in the Hounds to the attack. And here's Rich Holden. He's got a man going to the net. Tried to saucer it through for Hudson Kerr, but Bo Dockstader's a big man to try to get through. And Dockstader German suplexes Riley Rich Holden down to the ice as Dockstader and Rich Holden still tied up. And a penalty coming up against Estevan as McKenna is calling this penalty. This one's going to be chipped in, and they're saying the Bruin touched it, but the Hounds are going to go to their second power play of the game. And Travis, it's so funny sometimes the referee's right there, doesn't want to call it, but the far ref thinks it is a penalty. And sometimes you see that. It's kind of funny. Why don't the near guy call it? But whatever.
Well, sometimes you got to see things with a different set of eyes and a different perspective, and what might not have looked as innocent as it did up close looked belligerent from afar.
Good point. Going to be Georgievich, Free Gang, Beatty, Hunks and Palmerine. Left of Paul Hill, Hayden Pym and Rory Elson out there with Whittingham and Kieran Ronan. The blue line for Estevan. Georgievich wins it. Here is Liam Hunks. Hunks to Palmerine. He shoots. Good save by Paul Hill. Bounces right to Georgievich. Here is Hunks again. Palmerine again. That one is blocked by Elson. That's not going to feel good blocking that man's shot. Free Gang. Digs it along the wall for Marko Georgievich. Now he's going to the line. The Hounds have a bit of a 5-on-3.5. Hunks shoots off the glove of Paul Hill and just wide. Georgievich down low to Beatty. This one gets to Liam Hunks at the left point. Moore's watching him. Palmerine to the seam. Georgievich the shot. And Paul Hill is just tracking so nicely right now in that Estevan net.
In all my years of covering hockey, I don't know if I've ever seen that play. Just player from one board slide across on one knee, a la Tim Tebow, all the way to the other, right to the bench.
Well, if you block a Vinny Palmerine shot, you are going to feel it. That man has maybe the hardest shot in the SJHL. Georgievich wins the face-off. Trying to find it here. Georgievich around the outside, looking for an option. He's got Liam Hunks. Now Georgievich. Back to Hunks. Just out of his reach was that pass. Hunks back to Marko Georgievich. Steps up and shoots, and again, Paul Hill the save with Nick Beatty standing in Paul Hill's way. Great save by Paul Hill.
Great opportunity for the Hounds to go up 2-1 before the end of the first period, and their power play has struck early, and they're looking to do that again.
Georgievich out there against Moores, two guys that I think should be at the SJMJ showcase later in Winnipeg in this year. Palmerine the shot, another terrific save by Paul Hill. And here comes the hard-nosed Brady Wilson. One-on-one, just lifts that one into Horsos's glove. The Hounds want to take off quickly. Here comes Georgievich down the left side, looking for some help as it's popped up in the air. Free Gang, he's got Beatty. That one is blocked and goes out of play as Free Gang maybe had Beatty back door. Decided to shoot it from a bad angle instead.
Well, as we saw earlier, there's no such thing as a bad angle if it goes in, but unfortunately for the Hounds, it didn't go in.
Yeah,
they all count the same.
Second power play of the game for the Hounds. They're 0 for 1, not without a lot of good looks, but Ben Polhill has been wonderful in net for Estevan so far. Battle along the wall. Kerr wins it free to Lindorf. Lindorf the shot, the tip. Polhill the save. Lindorf, nice job to keep that one in. To Biors. He needs some help from Nika Jean. Jean will play it out the other wall, looking for a point for Ethan Andrews. Andrews to Hudson Kerr. Tried to force it through Kieran Ronan. Ronan's a big boy. That's not an easy thing to do. Jean to the point there for Ethan Andrews. Andrews to Lindorf. Bumps it to Kerr. Kerr looking for that lane. Now to Lindorf at the point. He'll play it down low for Biors. Going to get it out in front for Jean. The penalty's about to be over to Ewan Rennie. As out the other side it goes. And the Bruins are back to even strength, mostly because of their goaltender, Ben Polhill. As Biors at the end of a shift will just play that one down low. The Hounds kind of did everything but score on that power play, but Ben Polhill has just been sharp as an absolute tack so far tonight as this one's out of play with 1:09 to go in the first.
Polhill's being a rock back there for the Bruins, and early indications are we're in for a low-scoring game this evening.
Oh, the Bruins, you mentioned it, last weekend won 1-0 and 3-2 against Battlefords at home. So low scoring is the name of the game for the Bruins a little bit these days.
You spoke
Nolan with a
Jeff.
hard hit from behind. Going to be a penalty against Notre Dame. And how bad will this penalty be against Nolan? Call it a hit from behind. And I think it might just be a 2-minute hit from behind. But Tony's a big, strong kid. Not maybe tall, but he's thick. And he laid it to his man right there in the third power play of the game coming up for Estevan.
Absolutely. Yeah, getting back to what we were talking about the last weekend for the Bruins, I spoke with Jeff Pearson, who runs the Days Inn in Estevan, and he was impressed with how they played last weekend and thinks that could be a building block for things to come.
So the face-off won by the Bruins. The Hounds really had a hard time with the face-offs against Humboldt on Wednesday. Bruins to the power play again. Their third power play. It's been a bit of a penalty-filled first period here in Carlyle. Ronan to the half wall. They work around the outside. Down low to Rennie. Trying to work that out in front. It's off of the leg there of Hunks, but kept in by the Bruins. Ronan, he steps away from Georgievich. The shot off the glove of Borsos. Kind of out of position. The Bruins trying to throw it out in front. The Hound falling in front of the net there is Palmerine. 30 seconds to go in the period. The Bruins will have some leakage into the second if they don't score between now and then. Little play around the outside. Looking for a lane there is Moores. Kent Moores to the top here for Ronan. Steps away from Georgievich. Plays it down low. 13 seconds to go in the power play, or the period, pardon me. Here is Ronan. The shot is on. Borsos flicks that one away. A little bit of a battle as Garden can't get it out again. Here's a chance to turn and shoot Moores. The backhand on, and the Hounds saved by the bell right there, and frustrated Hounds unable to get that puck out. But Travis, an entertaining first period here in Carlyle.
Absolutely. Zach Morris and Screech will be proud of that. Saved by the bell indeed.
Absolutely. So we'll take a little bit of a break here on Good On Industries Game Time on TO Media. On the other side, Travis will have an interview, we hope, with one of the coaches. We'll be right back after this.
The Wilcox Inn, The Office Bar and Grill, Days Inn, Estevan, Southern Plains Co-op, Celebration Ford, Young's Equipment, Zaley Furniture, So Creative, Wanda Heron Photography.
Whatever the reason you're hitting the road this winter, Co-op's got you covered. But don't just take it from us. Take it from Lillian, who was looking for a clean washroom, and Paul, who needed to get gas on a chilly evening, and Amanda, whose pit stop plans are set. On your next trip, make sure you stop by. We're here to help. Download the app today.
Boost your efficiency and your bottom line with Young's Equipment and Case IH. From the versatility of the Puma 150 CVX to the best-in-class efficiency of the Maxim 145, Case IH tractors can handle everything from field work to loader work. And with the RB565, you'll bale faster than ever and save on handling, transportation, and net wrap expenses with superior bale shape and density. Find your nearest location at youngs.ca and see how Youngs and Case IH can boost your efficiency.
Today's Furniture and Electronics.
Hey, Murray here from Today's Furniture and Electronics in Redvers. Are you watching your hockey game on a TV this size? If not, you better come check it out. We've got them on sale.
The Wilcox Inn, The Office Bar and Grill, Days Inn, Estevan, Southern Plains Co-op.
How you doing? Good, how are you? Producer Mitch, I have Jason Tatarnik of the Estevan Bruins on standby. Travis Longman here, joined alongside Jason Tatarnik of the Estevan Bruins. Jason, can I get your thoughts on the first period?
Yeah, they came out pretty hard, and we were a little bit slow off the gates, and they got a quick one, and then fortunately we got that power play goal to get us back into it. And after that,
Chat about the play of your netminder.
yeah, Benny's been great. You know, he's and I think our play has been better than what our record was, so
For the second period. Thank you for Jason, and best of luck to Tarnik. The Bruins you're watching Industries Game on TL Media.
The Wilcox Inn, The Office Bar and Grill, Days Inn, Estevan, Southern Plains Co-op, Celebration Ford, Young's Equipment, Zaley Furniture, So Creative, Wanda Heron Photography, Today's Furniture and Electronics.
Hey everybody watching the hockey game. Are you as relaxed as I am in this nice comfy couch? Come check us out today. Today's Furniture Electronics.
Whatever the reason you're hitting the road this winter, Co-op's got you covered. But don't just take it from us. Take it from Lillian, who was looking for a clean washroom, and Paul, who needed to get gas on a chilly evening, and Amanda, whose pit stop plans are set. On your next trip, make sure you stop by. We're here to help. Download the app today.
Our P-Show continues. As sports fans, there's nothing we love more than a comeback in the game against wrinkles, scars, and acne. It's never too late to revitalize your skin with Alitura Naturals. They bring you the Alitura Skincare text line. Numbers on the screen, 902-518-3033. Use the promo code RP20 for 20% off your first order at Alitura.com. Gentleman Jeff Merrick joins us now, a guy that we've been trying to get on the air for a long time. But there's an old one, eh, Jeff? How you doing, big
Ron,
guy?
that takes me back. I'm doing great. It's always that, we're always sort of competing in time slots. And I'd be like, oh man, I really want to do the RP show. It's like the coolest looking show, coolest sounding show. So this is kind of like, I don't know, like podcast fantasy camp a little bit for me, Rob, that I get to finally be on. And by the way, I felt very Canadian this morning. Today, I always put it off way too late, but we're supposed to have like a big, I don't know, a snowstorm here where I live, but I know the snow is coming. So this morning I got up early with my brother-in-law and put the backyard rink together. So I'm very proud of myself.
Ooh.
And I checked a box on my Canada card today. How's that?
How about that?
Way to go, man.
Yeah.
Well, there aren't too many
Thanks,
of those
bud.
here, as you know, in South Florida. But
Yeah.
Jeff Merrick,
I
a
know.
man of many, many, many talents, many, many things. They call it, some call it the ODR. Okay, stop. You lost me at outdoor rink. How big is it? What's it all about? Tell me. You got boards? Tell me.
It's been, yeah. So I got to know a guy by the name of Jim Stoller not too long ago, and he runs a company called Nice Rink. I was on NHL Network Radio once, and I was talking about backyard rinks, and I just used to make a rink out of like 2x4s. Like that was it. So my kids were really, really young, just for learning how to skate and shoot pucks and practice their empty net goals. I have this company, I run this company, this is what we do. Can I send you essentially a rink in a box? And so 16, I guess. So it's been pretty turnkey, pretty awesome. The rink sort of changes every year a little bit. This year, I think my kids are a little bit older, so it might, Rod, just be a glorified shooting pad for them. It's going to be probably 40 by 55, 56. I think when I finally get the tape measure out there. So not enough for 2-on-2, which the kids used to play, but good enough to get out there and, work on playing crossbars.
Yeah, and basically as big as you could make it, as much as you had space for.
That's it.
It is cool.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So tell me about the sheet and the daily face-off. There's a lot of roads we can go down here. Your latest venture sounds really cool. Tell me, please.
It's a lot of fun. Thanks for giving me the airspace to do it. So it's a daily show. It's on 3:00 Eastern on the Daily Face-Off YouTube channel. Afterwards, it's uploaded to your favorite podcatcher, your Apple Pods, your Spotifys, etc. And it kind of sits in an interesting point of the day, Rod, in that it's too late to really get into the nuts and bolts of what happened to the power play and how goofy was that score between Ottawa and San Jose, where Ottawa barely got double-digit shots and somehow managed to beat the San Jose Sharks, who I think put 30 on Ottawa's net. So you're probably past the point of discussing that, but still maybe a little bit too early to start to get into the nuts and bolts of what's going to happen that evening. So what it does, though, it affords you the luxury of figuring out what the big power topic of the day is. I mean, you've done this for years. What's the big power topic of the day? What's the juicy headline? The one that's not just about the nuts and bolts of what's happening in the NHL on the ice, but what are the sort of overarching issues that sort of fuel the question, how does this work? So that's going to be the job every day. I mean, it's going to be like guests and guest hosts, etc. But essentially what we're trying to do every day is figure out what is the power topic of the day and go in as deep and wide as we can. How's that?
Yeah, well, good for you. And if you haven't found out already, you will. It is the perfect time of day, I think, to do all the things that you just said. But I got to ask you about what Sean Hogan, the executive director of College Hockey Inc., said on this show earlier this week. The NCAA's decision to welcome all junior hockey players, all of them, Tier 1, Tier 2, however you want to say it, was the most landmark, historic change in college hockey history. I know you're all over it.
Yeah.
I'm finding with my followers, and I'm a career junior hockey guy, as you know, they don't really understand. I'm like, how do you not know about this or how big it is? What's your take on it happening?
Well, you're right. And there's no way to blow this thing out of proportion because this has changed everything. Yeah. This has changed the entire development model. In Canada and the United States and in Europe as well. We can get there if you want, because I think you're going to see a lot more Europeans going to the CHL now than ever before, certainly the ones that have, college aspirations. But what this has done is first of all, on the one hand, it's ended the war. It's ended the CHL versus NCAA war. So it's so weird now, right, Rod? I'll talk to people. I was just at the CHL USA games in London and Oshawa last night. And, it's the spirit of cooperation and understanding between the two sides that have spent decades, just hurling, insults at one another as you try to sell their program. Now, all of a sudden, it's kumbaya and everyone's getting along, which is great for the players. At the end of all this is great for the players. Are there going to be some leagues that get caught up in the gears of history? Absolutely. I think we wonder what happens to the USHL through all of this, what happens to the BCHL through all of this, what happens to those leagues, what do they become, do teams peel off? There are discussions in the Ontario Hockey League. I can tell you, I reported this about a month and a half ago. Youngstown, Muskegon have both expressed interest in leaving the USHL and joining the Ontario Hockey League. Last week, there was a meeting in the OHL, and that was those two teams were agenda items, that discussion. So that is still very much alive. But essentially, for all your listeners and viewers, the concept is quite simple. It's a redefinition of what a CHL player is in the eyes of NCAA. And what NCAA always looked at when it came to major junior hockey in Canada, they always looked at them as professional athletes because they play games against players who have NHL contracts. And if you do that, you're no longer deemed amateur, you're deemed professional. We saw football go through this. Listen, Saban said, I can't change anything here. I'm throwing my hands up in the air. We saw other sports in NCAA go through this. I think it was folly to think that that hockey wasn't going to follow suit. And essentially, hockey has followed suit quickly here. I mean, Rod, you know this basically because NCAA doesn't want to lose any more lawsuits. Like they're over when it comes to lawsuits on this issue. And so as soon as next season, you're going to start to see CHL players populate Division I programs. Like I would, and I know that, like I know this for a fact, the schools are already being aggressive. The conversations are already being had. The big name players are already being approached about leaving the CHL and going to Division I as soon as next season. Any program that thought that they weren't going to be aggressive or take a wait and see approach are going to be left behind, because all the major schools, whether it's NODAC, whether it's Michigan, whether it's B, all of them are all over these top CHL players. That is happening as we speak right now, Rod.
Oh, yeah. It's interesting you say that the war has ended. I like to think that it is. Of all the Canadian sports topics, and you're a Canadian, there is nothing more than when people say, what's better, major, junior, or college?
Yeah.
I'd rather not. But what I do say, I'll just say.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No. Please.
Well, I say Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, Connor Bedard, Sidney Crosby. That's my answer.
Yep.
Enough said. How do you answer
but now what you've been seeing is, I mean, Macklin Celebrini, Adam Fantilli. I mean, there's also like a long stretch. Like you really have to give it up to USA Hockey and what they've been able to do, and because once upon a time, NCAA. I mean, I think that it would have been probably Bob Johnson in the 80s when he coached the Calgary Flames. When the Flames were like this with the Edmonton Oilers, they didn't have time to draft and develop and wait for those players. They needed players. I mean, Badger Bob's team is Wisconsin Badger Bob, essentially grabbed players from college, older players, to try to help the Calgary Flames compete against the Edmonton Oilers, and it worked. But at that point, it wasn't as if the NHL was being populated by 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 NCAA players on each team. It was almost like, okay, and this guy went to US college. Isn't that neat? Well, that's all changed now. And so you have to, I agree that the CHL has been a wonderful pipeline. I think the leagues are at a right number. It's a really nice hothouse for development, whether it's the Western League, the OHL, or the Q, like a real nice number. I do think those numbers are going to grow. But now the nice thing about this is, I mean, when you think about it, Rod, we were asking 15-year-olds to make up their minds about their future. Right? I know, you throw your hands up, but that's what we were doing. Okay, you're 15 years old. Decide what you want to do. I didn't know what I wanted for lunch when I was 15 years old, Rod. I had no clue.
A life-changing decision, right? Yeah, but it's just the way that it was. And that, anyways, Jeff, we're out of time. I'll let you get ready for your show. Thanks for making this happen. We've been wanting to do it for a long time, man. Good luck with everything, and I hope we can keep in touch.
Much appreciated. Buzz back anytime. The answer was always yes. I'm glad that I have some free time now. Finally, I can join you whenever you want.
Approved. Thank you, man. The great Jeff Merrick. Gentleman Jeff Merrick from the Sheet Daily Face-Off. We'll be right back with a sports update and viewer takeover after this on this U.S. Thanksgiving. We got a lot of NFL to get to as well. Live on Game Plus TV. Live streaming on YouTube and Facebook.
The Wilcox Inn. The Office Bar and Grill. Days Inn, Estevan. Southern Plains Co-op.
Well, folks, welcome back here inside Carlyle, Saskatchewan, the Notre Dame Hounds and the Estevan Bruins on Good On Industries Game Time. On TL Media, I'm Jamie Neugebauer with Travis Longman. As the second period about to begin, Liam Hunks, with the goal for Notre Dame. Michael Carter, the goal for Estevan on the power play. The Bruins on the third power play with 52 seconds left in it already, as the Hounds' discipline issues, Travis, really reared their ugly head in that first period. Face off in the neutral zone. Hounds with 50 more seconds to kill on the penalty to Tony Nolan. So the Bruins get set up. They do have a power play goal. That is their goal here today so far. Bruins work it around the outside, looking for an option. Here's Ewan Rennie. Now the left point. Kieran Ronan gets set up, looking down low. Borsos the save. It was between his legs, but it went wide of the net. Shot from a bad angle. Moore's getting up in Borsos's grill, but a good save in the end right there by Spencer Borsos. Face off to the left of Borsos. Georgievich take the draw. Hunks, Garden, and Palmerine. Cade Kennedy's going to be thrown out. Jacob Hufke does have a lot of experience in taking face-offs in the SJHL, and he wins it cleanly. Here is Cade Kennedy with 20 seconds to go on this Estevan power play. Roman down low to Kennedy, comes out and shoots. Borsos the save, lets the rebound pop, but it's Kennedy who's going to come up with it. 10 seconds until Tony Nolan's out of the box, and Palmerine will just pop it off the wall and down the ice. And that'll do it for the third power play of the game for the Bruins. 5 power plays overall in this game. 3 for Estevan, 2 for Notre Dame. Whittingham sends it in, goes in for a skate. Garden, Whittingham in a little bit of a battle. Hunks comes up with it, as he's tried to dodge his own man Free Gang there, who kind of took it from him, and now Rip Garden will come up with it. Here is Garden going for a skate. He'll pop it up for Nolan, who's out of the box, and chips it into the corner in the Estevan zone. Free Gang on a hard forecheck there, trying to play it around the other side for Taven McCorrister. Here is McCorrister, the right point, looking for a nice bounce. It does bounce. It takes a funny bounce, and it goes right to Polhill, and he is able to hang on.
Polhill's been sharp for the early going, as has Borsos. Without either one of these 2 goalies, the score would be lopsided, that's for sure.
And as we head to the end of November, I encourage you to search for Notre Dame Hounds Junior A on Movember's website. Spencer Bortz with a great mustache. A bunch of Hounds do as well. Make sure you support men's health and mental health.
Including the play-by-play guy for the Hounds. He has a pretty good duster.
Oh, thanks very much. I appreciate that. Taven McCorrister along the wall, trying to get it up to Nick Beattie. Jag Taylor, interception there by Jean. Here is Taven McCorrister. What a great piece he's been since his acquisition from Kindersley last weekend. Beattie chasing after this one. 2 minutes and change gone in the second period. Still no goals here in this period. This one's going to be chipped into the corner, and Garden will go back. The Hounds probably feel like they could have had 2 or 3 more goals in that period, but we're not able to beat Ben Polhill. You mentioned that he's been razor sharp. 17:40 to go in the second period, as it's going to be Pym. Pardon me, that's Elson. Chip that one up, and Holt trying to dig it free too. It's going to be sent into the Estevan zone, takes a funky bounce, and Hudson Kerr the line, but didn't realize there was a Bruin waiting for him, and a quick stick to keep it in. Here's a chance right on, and it goes to the other corner. Little battle along the wall there is Rich Holden trying to dig at it. He's got Adam Pinson too there. Ethan Andrews looking to dig it along the wall. Looking for that one is Kerr. He'll spin it into the corner. To the line it goes. Got to be careful here is Pinson. It's poked right by him. Rich Holden looking for the trailer instead of going after the puck, and it goes out the other side. And that allows Hudson Kerr to chase after it. But Kieran Ronan, the veteran, such a steady defenseman, goes back here for the Bruins. Here comes Chase Holt now. Hounds backing off as the Hounds are in between changes for their defensemen. So Ethan Andrews is out there with Vinny Palmerine, at least for the moment. Here's Adam Pinson. Plays it to Rich Holden. Rich Holden will touch it there for Hudson Kerr. Into the corner it goes. The native of Minnesota, Kerr, who's given a shove there, was Rich Holden. The Bruins can attack the other way. Now to the attack is Rennie. He's a dangerous customer. Bruins stay on side. Little inside out move. Little wrap around in front. And Palmerine with a quick stick there to pull that play away. As Moore is trying to step away there from Hunks, kind of lost his balance. But here's Cooney down the right wing. Cooney into the middle. Lost an edge. Good body positioning there by the Bruin as well. And here comes the dangerous Moores looking for Rennie. It's out of his reach. As Hunks will go back for it. Liam Hunks. As Biors will come up with it. McCorrister left it for him, and here is Ian Biors through the middle, looking for a lane to go wide. He'll play it into the corner, trying to go around Bo Dockstader, but it's going to be handled here by Wilson. Cooney trying to dig for it too, as big, strong human beings out there for the Estevan Bruins. Quick shot right on, and Polhill will glove it and hang on with 15:38. Get physical, Travis.
Yeah, it sure is. And you want to get physical, make sure that you have a lot of moisturizer and ice. And if you need ice, head on down to the Southern Plains Co-op, proud sponsor of tonight's broadcast.
What a segue. Good job. Georgievich trying to win it off the draw there, kind of ran into Dockstader. Dockstader is a tough customer, doesn't mind dropping him. This one's going to be called on a glove pass against Notre Dame with 15:27 to go in the second.
I can do one more. If you need some Doc's tater, I think they sell some fried taters at the Office Bar and Grill. Another one of our proud sponsors this evening.
What a pro. Good for you. 1-1 after one here, 15:27 to go in the second period. Liam Hunks and Michael Carter, two veteran defensemen, have goals in this game. It's played into the corner. Looking for that one is Georgievich on the hunt on the forecheck. Does dig it free. He's looking for Metastasio. He's all tangled up though. Point there by Lindorf. That one just sails wide as McCorrister trying to find, but the Bruins do come up with it, and Kennedy will play it to the side there. Long wrist shot into the glove there of Borsos off the stick of Jack Taylor, and Borsos hangs on.
Borsos flashing the leather on that one and keeping. Well, that wasn't the most challenging of shots, but anytime the puck comes towards you, there's always a chance of that going in.
Yeah, easy for us to say, of course, but here's Ethan Andrews. Saw Taven McCorrister and Cole Robertson having a conversation, two Winnipeg boys. As this one's out of play, and the faceoff's going to come in the neutral zone. Two guys who are alumni of the Team Manitoba provincial teams for the National Aboriginal Hockey Championship Tournament. Of course, Robertson a couple years older than Taven, but Taven McCorrister and Ian Biors and former junior hound Mariko Bercier all on Team Manitoba last year at that tournament. And Robertson a couple years ago for Team Manitoba. This one bumped in. Free gang trying to poke it to the middle for Beatty. He shoots, tried to put it high, but it was knocked away by the shoulder of Paul Hill. Going to be spun away. Good forecheck by the Hounds out in front. Free gang couldn't pull the trigger as it rolled away from him, and the Bruins can go to the attack. Down the left side, the shot is on by Onright. It's going to fall here for Beatty, and he'll poke it to Nika Jean. Jean trying to find it in his feet. It's going to fall for Free gang. He and Andrews will interchange, and DJ will just chip that one into the corner for Paul Hill to play. This one's played to the middle. The Bruins to the attack. Good counterattack coming up for speed here. It's chipped into the Notre Dame zone, and Liam Hunks will come up with it. Liam Hunks, quick pass up there for Jean. He'll let that one go as Carter will go back for it. Jean watching him closely. 13:50 to go in the second period. Carter has that one sail away from him. Palmerine pokes it towards the blue line, but it goes off of Holt's leg. Hunks will shepherd that one to the corner as Hunks and Holt will go for a little bit of a race. Hunks kind of in between there, turns it over. Carter, the shot, that one just missed top corner. And the Hounds captain, a rare mistake, almost gets punished, but shot was just missed. And here's Palmerine. Plays it to the side there for Rich Holden. Towards the net it goes. Palmerine trying to find it. It's down low for Fox. Here's Kerr, the shot. Paul Hill the save, and that one goes down wide of the net. Rich Holden down low to the corner as Hudson Kerr can't handle it. Pinsent in the other corner looking for an option. He'll spin away from Kieran Ronan. Doesn't have anybody in front though. Here is Adam Pinsent. Still looking for a lane. Tried to force it in the middle there for Rich Holden, and that's going to be a little bit of a chase. Palmerine's got to be careful to avoid interference there. Here's Liam Hunks. Hunks looking for his lane. Will wind his way through. Looking there for Riley Rich Holden. And Rich Holden will snap that one towards the Estevan net, and he'll play that one down. Carter will just touch that one. The Bruins transitioning the puck, getting away from forechecks a lot better in this period so far. Here's Wilson. Out in front it goes. And Lindorf and Biors with a good back check, able to take that play away. Pinson's been out there for a long time. Good line here, Moores with Rennie and Wilson, three very, very experienced guys, playing well together for Estevan right now. McCorrister giving a shove there by Wilson. Popped up in the air. Rennie, nice play, and just put wide by King Moores. What a chance right there for Moores, as the Bruins caught a young Hounds line out there for a long time in a second period where you have that long shift change. And just missing, there's a dangerous customer in Moores to try to give the Bruins that lead. But here's Ian Biors. He's got Cooney going to the net, and Cooney was absolutely lit up by Dockstader. Pulled away here by Fox, who lost the handle. Now the Bruins can go back the other way. Rennie looking to the far side, out in front it goes off of a stick. And Bex and Fox will bump into Biors. He's got Cooney ahead of him. And Cooney will overrun it, lose an edge, and then now the Hounds are caught. Back the other way, 2-on-1. Kate Kennedy, the shot, saved there by Borsos. The right pad off the stick of Jacob Hufke, the former Melfort Mustang, and Laurent Geisel much close. But McCorrister lost the edge. Great play by Taven to poke that one. Hounds have a whole bunch of guys that need a line change. They just barely survived that shift as Fox fooling around, and he'll just throw it right to the Bruins again. Here is Kennedy. Kennedy going wide, makes a move, the shot, and Borsos a good pad save. Fox trying to get body position on Kennedy. He'll bump it to Georgievich. Georgievich stops up, pulls it out through the middle. Out the other side it goes. Andrews will jump up, looking for an option. He kind of overrun it as it slid away from him. Good stick there by Metastasio, trying to get that one out in front. Garden, Metastasio in the middle. He shoots, and Polhill will hang on with a 10:41 to go in the second. Not a great shift there for the Hounds.
No, not great shift at all. Almost ended up on the back of their. Well, it still almost ended up in the back of the Bruins net, but it could have been a lot better. You're right.
Face off to the left here of Benny Polhill. The shots are 2019 Estevan. As this one's going to be picked up here in the corner by Nolan. Rip Garden at the right point. Ethan Andrews puts that one through traffic. Goes off a body and wide. Trying to play that one out in front is Georgievich. As the Bruins will come up with him again. They're transitioning. Jason Tatarnik, fairly good adjustment coach. Been around a long time, knows his systems, and he's adjusted the breakout for the Bruins a lot quicker so far in this second period as the Bruins will try to pull it free. And now they can attack through the neutral zone with speed. And here is Carter Onright, the one-time prospect of the Prince George Cougars, as that'll roll right into Borsos. And he hangs on as Onright, Estevan boy, gives Ethan Andrews a little shot right in front of there.
Onright, always the dangerous player there. Trying to give his team the 2-1 lead, but the physicality's picked up in the second period.
And certainly that suits the Bruins, who are a bigger, more experienced team as usual. Onright, that name is familiar to you. He does have a relationship with Jay Onright, the great broadcaster for TSN, but I understand it's quite distant. I asked the kid once before, and he said there's something there, but it's not sort of a cousin or uncle or anything. But if you were wondering at home, here's Paul Marine behind his own net. He's such a great, powerful skater. Icing waved off here as Jean got there and put it right on. Oh, they do go icing. I thought it hit somebody, but it's going to have the officials timeout anyways.
And we'll take a quick timeout. You're watching Good on Industries Game Time on TL Media.
The Wilcox Inn, The Office Bar and Grill, Days Inn, Estevan, Southern Plains Co-op.
So back in Carlyle, 2 goals in the first period by defenseman Liam Hunks and Michael Carter for Estevan. Trav's been definitely worth the price of admission. Entertaining hockey game so far.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you mentioned the price of admission. I've been told that proceeds from this game go towards building a new school in Carlyle.
Well, that's awesome. A couple out of towns for you. Melfort is up 2-1 after 1 at home to the Battleford North Stars at the Northern Lights Palace. No score in Kindersley after 1 between Melville and Kindersley, and Yorkton is up 3-2 on Nipawin in the second period, late in the second period at the cage. Faceoff's coming up to the right of Spencer Borsos. Marco Georgievich against the big line of the Bruins. Moore's Rennie. And Carter jumping up because the linesman, I guess, lost an edge there. Here is Roman in the middle making a move. He was blocked by Palmerine partially, but it forced a save from Borsos anyways. Rennie kind of step away there from Beattie. Here is Ewan Rennie. It'll move there to the point it goes. Going to be kept in here by Roman. He shoots off a body. Borsos tries to find it, but it hits the roof. And I don't think it's a penalty if it hits the roof, but we'll see. That's what Brady Wilson's asking the referee right there.
Well, anyway, it brings the play to rest, and if you're looking for a rest on your long drive back, how about check out the Wilcox Inn? make sure you give the number a call on our screen if you're looking for a room, or check out the Esso today in Wilcox.
Tell you what, I've thought about the Wilcox Inn a lot because, of course, the Hounds play in Wilcox, and sometimes the weather's crazy trying to go up that Highway 6. And not always safe.
And they're under new ownership, aren't they? I've had the privilege of talking with the.
For sure. So Pinson trying to dig for it here. Pinson to dig for it. Looking for this puck in the front of the net. There are the Hounds. Rich Holden getting some help there is Pinson. Trying to dig it along the wall. 9 minutes to go in the second. Still no score. Both goalies have been real sharp in this game. As Hunks in a foot race with Wilson, who can scoot. Wilson wins that foot race. Rennie trying to rugby scrum it in front, but Palmerine gets there. But now Rennie comes up with it. As Palmerine went for a fall. Here's a chance. It's in the blue paint. Pulled away by Kerr. Pinson will swipe at this one. It's going to go down the ice for icing as the Hounds again just barely survived that opportunity for Estevan.
Wilson's a fast skater with good hands. He must have played some volleyball. I don't think he's in any danger of being cast away by the Bruins this year.
Good one. Yeah, the Bruins just really playing their two big lines over and over again. Bruins getting some good matchups, even though the Hounds have the home ice advantage. Palmerine and Hunks, though, the top pairing for the Hounds out there anyways. Palmerine along the wall for Riley Rich Holden. Looking for Pinsent on the 2-on-1, but it's going to be well swiped away by Carter. Here's Liam Hunks. Snaps it up quickly. There for Pinsent. He'll chip it in and get a line change, and that allows Ronan all sorts of time with 8:10 to go in the second. Kennedy will just chip this one in. Orsos will let it go to Lindorf along the wall, and it's going to pop up in the air. Carter, the shot, and he put that one over the net, and great decision there by McCorrister to kind of get out of the way because that allowed Borso's ability to see that shot. Biors is on the forecheck here. Lindorf does jump that route, but Biors is caught kind of offside, and that allowed the Bruins to get on track here. McCorrister, he'll play it there for Lindorf through the middle, trying to touch that one down with Cooney. It'll roll right to Ronan, and Ronan will spin it back. Kieran Ronan, 7:35 to go in the second. Still 1-1 as this one's going to roll right onto Borsos, and Lindorf will skate it away, and he's been wonderful in his return to the lineup after a couple of weeks. This one's going to be picked in there by McLean Cooney. Ronan along the other side as well, trying to handle this one is Holt. The Bruins have really done a nice job holding the Hounds up, not making those opportunities off the turnovers from the Hounds as often as in the first period. This one's chipped into the Notre Dame corner. It's been all Estevan here in this period for the most part, as Garden will chase after it. He's got Biors ahead of him. Biors had to go off the back of his leg. Garden trying to poke at it, and he trips his man up. The Bruins looking for a penalty, but not coming on that play. Hard battle in the corner, and Garden's going to take a penalty this time, I think. Maybe not. We'll see if they call it this time. If you aren't aware, they've changed the rule to the WHL rule, and I guess they're not going to call the penalty here, Travis.
With 6:46 left in the second period, yeah, both teams remain full strength, and almost a break for having no penalty call.
Yeah, for sure. I thought that would be a delay of game against the Hounds there, but I guess it was deflected by a Bruin out of play. Here's Liam Hunks. Pumps it up to Georgievich. He'll play it in there for Tony Nolan to give chase. Nolan scored the winner with 40 seconds to go, as I said in the game yesterday. Palmerine to Hunks, trying to settle down the bouncing puck. Puts it on. Metastasio digging for it. It's in a bit of a scrum there. Palmerine, left side to Hunks. Far side, almost touched down by Nolan, and he was about to shoot it, but he had it bounce away from him at the last second. Metastasio in the corner. Here is Marko Georgievich behind the goal line to Liam Hunks. The shot is on, and that one's knocked away by Paul Hill. Metastasio trying to get it back to Palmerine. What a job by him to do that. Paul Hill has that one go behind his net. Here is Georgievich again, out in front to Nolan, and another nice save there by Paul Hill on Nolan as Palmerine will go back. And the Hounds will try to regroup it up quickly as Palmerine's pass misses everybody. And it's going to be icing as he kind of played it between Georgievich and Metastasio there.
Yeah, and for the icing call, and if you're looking to buy some icing tomorrow morning, head on down to Southern Plains Co-op at Estevan. Or maybe they'll have a cake with some icing on it at the office. Those are two of our wonderful sponsors for this evening. And we couldn't do it without you. Our sponsors are the lifeblood of TL Media.
Absolutely. What a professional job by you of continuing to include them. Face-off won by the Bruins. Hufty got that shot off, went off the leg, and it's out to the neutral zone as Carter will send it back in again. The Hounds desperately need a line change here. Paul Marine, quick up there, and it's going to be another icing as it missed everybody. Going to get some eye-hand coordination baseball from Tony Nolan there.
Professionalism with personality. That's what we're all about here on TL Media, right, Producer Mitch?
That's right. Face off again to the right of Borso. As Kennedy and Georgievich will step in, two veterans. Two number 23s as well. And it's going to, Georgievich may throw out. So advantage to the veteran Kennedy. He's going to take on the winger Metastasio here. They're going to put Georgievich back in. I guess it was just a warning. So Kennedy and Georgievich wins it to Hunks. Here's Liam Hunks. He'll poke it there to Metastasio. Metastasio to Georgievich. Looking for Nolan. Had a beat short side and missed the net. And now the Hounds are caught as Lindorf was caught pinching. Kennedy shoots, looking back door. Borsos, what a save right there off to the pinch by the young Lindorf. And the Hounds survive another situation right there by the good play of Spencer Borsos. And here comes Kennedy again, going wide on Lindorf, steps around Lindorf, Kennedy, the backdoor chance, and great defensive play by McCorrister as Beattie pokes it looking for free gang, and up the wall it goes, and again, the Hounds kind of surviving, and it's going to be icing against a tired group of Bruins.
Borsos has been outstanding this evening, and he's been the red wall between the pipes for the entire season and for the Hounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Magnificent goaltending in this second period as the Hounds have been very sloppy. And we're going to get the officials timeout here in Carlyle.
You're watching Good on Industries Game Time on TL Media. Producer Mitch, do you have any 60-second spots?
Boost your efficiency and your bottom line with Young's equipment and Case IH. From the versatility of the Puma 150 CVX to the best-in-class efficiency of the Maxim 145, Case IH tractors can handle everything from field work to loader work. And with the RB565, you'll bail faster than ever and save on handling, transportation, and net wrap expenses with superior bale shape and density. Find your nearest location at youngs.ca and see how Youngs and Case IH can boost your efficiency.
Whatever the reason you're hitting the road this winter, Co-op's got you covered. But don't just take it from us. Take it from Lillian, who was looking for a clean washroom, and Paul, who needed to get gas on a chilly evening, and Amanda, who's...
So face-off is won here by the Bruins, but Kerr comes up with it. Here's McCorrister, plays it to Lindorf. The shot is on, looking for a nice bounce to Pinson, but it's pulled away, and the Bruins can go to the attack. And here is Kent Moores again. He steps away from McCorrister. It's Holden in there against the veteran Moores. McCorrister trying to dig for it as well against Ewan Rennie. Rennie giving a shove there by the big boy McCorrister. Rennie and McCorrister are all tangled up. Rich Holden trying to dig it free. Kent Moores giving a shove as McCorrister will try to play it behind him for Lindorf. And here is Pearson Lindorf. An 06 and an 07 birth-year defenseman out there for Notre Dame here together. Bruins are all 04s, 05s, and 06s on the back end. This one's going to be a chase here for her to pull that one, but it's Carter who's going to dig it along the wall, and usually it's the 20-year-olds out there for Estevan. This one's going to be picked up, and the Bruins will regroup it. Fox in there on the forecheck. It's out the other side, and here is Whittingham with 3:30 to go in the second period. Andrew's shot is on. He kind of fanned on it, and that maybe confused Polhill a little bit, and that allowed a tip as well by Biors, but a good save by Polhill as the Bruins will regroup it, and Rory Elson will chase it for the junior B-man in Ontario, Elson. Here's Garden. Nice pass up there for Bexham Fox. Fox will play it there to Biors. He'll play that one up in the air. Cooney chasing after it too, but the veteran Dockstader is going to pull it away. Biors, though, comes up with it, looking for an option. It's going to be pulled away here by Fox. play into the middle for Bjork, but it's going to be taken away, and now Ronan will play it up. It's off the glove of Garden, who lost an edge. Bruins allow to get a chance on. Pim's shot is wide. Here is Elson. Goes wide, looking for Pim. Hayden Pim around the outside, throws it towards the net. Well, Borsos to save, another save. And Bjork will play it to Cooney as they kind of stand still here. The Hounds need to get moving as Cooney's kind of standing still, and that caused a problem. Now it's going to be pulled away by Ethan Andrews. He'll just fire it along the wall as Bex and Fox have been out there for a long time. Hounds let it go, and Bjork's trying to get it deep, but he can't. Ronan has it pop away from him. Hounds still trying to get it deep. Here's a chance at just offside. We're going to call here unsportsmanlike conduct. It looks like against Bjork. Now Scott looks like he's called a penalty against Notre Dame. I'm not sure what happened, but with 2:11 to go in the second, is it a 10 or a 2? We will find out.
Big power play coming up for the Bruins. Let's talk about McCorster. You mentioned that he was new to the Hounds. How long does it take, do you think, a new player to adjust to a new team?
Well, depends on, I guess, how good he is. No, just kidding. Yeah, he's been fine. I mean, obviously it helps if you know a guy. He and Ian Bjork's good friends. But, yeah, it depends on your position, depends on your role. But I think he's well suited to the situation. He's got lots of Junior A games under his belt between the OCN Blizzard and the Winnipeg Blues and the Kindersley Clippers. So 06 birth year with plenty of experience. Shouldn't be a problem. Here's Palmerine. It's not a power play for Estevan. It's just a mouth guard violation against Ian Bjork. So they got to have their mouth guards in their mouth, Travis. That is the rule. And Bjork will sit for 10 minutes because of it.
That makes perfect sense. Dentistry and repairing teeth is not cheap. But you got to make sure that your pearly whites are protected at all times.
No question. 1:51 to go in the second. The Bruins out shooting the Hounds 28-21 in the game overall. Bruins have certainly been the better team in the second. I'd say the Hounds were the better team in the first. Whoever's attacking the net in front of us, I guess, Travis, is the better team, I guess, so far in this game. Hunks trying to play it along the wall, looking for an option. He's got Nolan, but it's out of his reach. It's going to be snapped up. Georgievich, though, will come up with it right side. Georgievich looking for a lane. Loses the handle. He had about 3 white jerseys in his way. He was trying to feed Palmerine, but stopped up as a result of that stacking by the Bruins and then lost it. Ronan into the middle. Nolan reaching for it. Good stick by him. Now Georgievich right side. Georgievich into the zone. Pulls it back, looking for an option. Was trying to lift it out in front for Metastasio, but the Bruins defended it well. They're tired at the end of a shift of the Hounds, so Georgievich has lost his twig. Palmerine will bump at it, and Jean will chase. It would have been a breakaway if Jean was aware, but it was just out of his reach. Otherwise, it would have been a breakaway for the Notre Dame forward. This one's going to be snapped into the Hound zone. Hunks chasing against Robertson. Good defending there by Hunks. His free gang trying to get it up the wall against Cade String. Over the gives Palmerine a shove. Chance right on. Borsos another save. Hounds trying to dig free. It's in the feet of Nick Beattie. He'll sweep at it looking for Jean. 30 seconds to go in the second period. It's going to be pulled along the wall by Michael Carter. To the neutral zone it goes. And here's Taven McCorster again trying to get that one in deep. Played to the neutral zone, and the Bruins will take their time here as Carter will bang it off the wall for Chase Holt. Holt will play that one in deep as Lindorf will go back for it. 4 seconds left in the period. One that Jason Tatarnik will probably be very happy about. But Spencer Borsos just been a little bit better. Just like the Bruins got a credible performance in the first from Ben Polhill. The Hounds got a great performance, Travis. Borsos in the second.
Absolutely. It's a battle. It's a slugfest here this evening, just like you saw a couple weeks ago. Well, what you were hoping to see a couple weeks ago between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. This is a lot similar to that, but it's actually meeting expectations, and hopefully we don't have the buffering issues that Netflix did that night. The score after 2 periods, Estevan 1 and Notre Dame 1. Here's Jamie. And we're going to take it to a commercial break. Roll it, producer Mitch.
Get red and ready with Case IH and Young's equipment. From Case IH combines to MacDon headers, Young's carries all the best in new or pre-owned harvest equipment. With field-ready, industry-leading equipment, and highly dedicated service staff, we're here when you need us most. Come experience our award-winning service for yourself and visit youngs.ca to find your nearest Youngs Equipment location.
Today's furniture and electronics.
Hey everybody watching the hockey game. Are you as relaxed as I am in this nice comfy couch? Come check us out today. Today's furniture electronics.
The Wilcox Inn, The Office Bar and Grill, Days Inn, Estevan, Southern Plains Co-op, Celebration Ford, Young's Equipment, Zaley Furniture, So Creative, Wanda Heron Photography.
Whatever the reason you're hitting the road this winter, Co-op's got you covered. But don't just take it from us. Take it from Lillian, who was looking for a clean washroom, and Paul, who needed to get gas on a chilly evening, and Amanda, whose pit stop plans are set. On your next trip, make sure you stop by. We're here to help. Download the app today.
Today's furniture and electronics.
Hey, Murray here from today's Furniture Electronics in Redvers. Are you watching your hockey game on a TV this size? If not, you better come check it out. We've got them on sale.
The Wilcox Inn, The Office Bar and Grill, Days Inn, Estevan, Southern Plains Co-op, Celebration Ford, Young's Equipment, Zaley Furniture, So Creative, Wanda Heron Photography.
Sorry, which room? Which room's the coach in? Four?
Four, yeah.
Okay, thanks. Sorry.
This guy speaks dozens of languages.
Our Pace Show continues. Sports fans, join the Rod Squad newsletter today. Stay ahead of the game with exclusive insights, updates, contests, and exclusive content delivered straight to your inbox. Sign up for free today at rodpeterson.com. It includes my 10 things column where we get to all the hottest.
Travis Longman here with you alongside Brett Pilkington of the Notre Dame Hounds. Brett, could I get your thoughts on how the game's going so far?
I'd say it's a pretty even game right now out there, and both teams are going hard. And again, going into the third, tied 1-1 is a pretty good place to be on a neutral site game here. So we got to continue to dial in our habits and play with the right focus on getting to the net and pucks out, and we should be okay here.
Is it more or less challenging playing in a neutral site?
It's a little bit more challenging. Obviously, it's amazing for the community here at Carlyle and the people in the surrounding areas to to have a junior game in their building, and to have that little game after the first intermission, and now the shoot to win and all that. So that's why we really like to do it. But for the players, it can be challenging. There's different bumps and different bounces on the boards. But again, it's great for our team to be here, and it's awesome. Like for us, we've got to get back to the basics of making simple plays and getting pucks to their net and getting bodies there, and if we're able to do that, we'll have some success here.
Talk about the play of your netminder. He's really held you in it.
Yeah, for sure. Again, our 20-year-old goalie there, Spencer Boursoy, again, he's been huge as a layman all season, and again, he's been there for us tonight, and hopefully we can help him out here in the third.
And what players have really impressed you other than the ones we've mentioned so far?
Well, again, on our back end there, you got 2 and 14 that connected for our goal, and they're defending hard, killing penalties, and playing solid 5-on-5. But all 18 skaters and the goalie have been playing pretty solid, and again, we need all of them going down the stretch here.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, for me, I just like to thank the community of Carlyle again for setting us up for our team, and again, I think it's an awesome thing for hockey in Saskatchewan, and again, I hope to do it again.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for your time, and best of luck to us today.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Brent Pilkington, head coach and of the Notre Dame Hounds, tied at 1 after 40 minutes. We'll be back with third period coverage on Good On Industries Game Time on TL Media.
Boost your efficiency and your bottom line with Young's Equipment and Case IH. From the versatility of the Puma 150 CVX to the best-in-class efficiency of the Maxim 145, Case IH tractors can handle everything from field work to loader work. And with the RB565, you'll bail faster than ever and save on handling, transportation, and net wrap expenses with superior bale shape and density. Find your nearest location at youngs.ca and see how Young's and Case IH can boost your efficiency.
Today's Furniture and Electronics.
Make sure you come check out today's Furniture Electronics. We're here in Redvers. Phone us at 452-6309 or check us out on Facebook.
The Wilcox Inn, The Office Bar and Grill, Days Inn, Estevan, Southern Plains Co-op, Celebration Ford, Young's Equipment, Zaley Furniture, So Creative, Wanda Heron Photography.
Whatever the reason you're hitting the road this winter, Co-op's got you covered. But don't just take it from us. Take it from Lillian, who was looking for a clean washroom, and Paul, who needed to get gas on a chilly evening, and Amanda, whose pit stop plans are set. On your next trip, make sure you stop by. We're here to help. Download the app today.
Welcome back here in Carlyle, Saskatchewan, the Carlyle Sports Arena. I'm Jamie Neugebauer here on TL Media. Great time. Good On Industries Game Time on TL Media. In fact, Travis, I think I got that right. Let's look at quick out-of-town scoreboard. We'll go down the standings, and then Travis and I will yuck it up just a little bit. First, the Yorkton Terriers 3-2 in the third period in Nipawin. That Yorkton team was this year all the talent in the world, and the Hounds will see them for the first time next week on my mom's birthday. In fact, on December the 3rd in Wilcox, so make sure you tune in on that on Flow Hockey and Hounds Hockey Radio. The Melville Millionaires are 1-0 in the second period on the Kindersley Clippers at the Inner Pipeline Arena in Kindersley. The Melford Mustangs in the second period are up 4-1. Melford North Stars, that is in the second period of play in a rematch of the final from 2018-19, and really, in fact, the last time there was a final that didn't include the Flin Flon Bombers in the SJHL, that was the final. Of course, Trevor Blevins was the coach of Melford. Braden Kolmosko was the coach of Battlefords. He's now in Humboldt, which the Hounds saw on Wednesday. Let's look quickly through the standings. Melford Mustangs up in first place and Battleford's in second. So the Mustangs can move, 8 points ahead of first place, which is pretty great for them. Of course, they've been wonderful all year long. Battleford is in second on 28 points. Weyburn is in third on 27 points. The Yorkton Terriers are in fourth on 26 points. Flin Flon is in fifth on 25. L'Orange is in sixth on 25. Humboldt is in seventh on 25. Melville is in eighth on 25. Kindersley is in ninth on 25. Are you sensing a theme? There's a lot of parity in the SJHL this year. The Estevan Bruins are in 10th on 17. They're trying to keep space between them and the Notre Dame Hounds tonight. Notre Dame's in 11th on 15 points, and Nipawin is in 12th on 9 points. And Travis, you were asking about kind of what I thought about CHL, BCHL, and whatnot, but I'll throw it to you first. I guess, do you have any thoughts?
Well, I'm kind of agreeing with what we heard with the Rod Peterson show during the first intermission, that it's just good that these kids get a chance to play, and a lot of their junior careers might have ended if their more opportunity is always good for the kids.
Yeah, there's no question about it, and I like what Jeff Merrick said. The war is over. Why have a war? Let's just all be in it together and get these kids opportunities. Don't say, hey, you can't go here, can't go there. And, of course, a part of that is the NCAA ruling and the situation in the law courts in the states saying that it was non-constitutional to consider Canadian Hockey League players professional enough not to play in the NCAA, especially given that they're paying U.S. college football players and basketball players, which of course also fair enough given how much revenue those players, their sweat generates for their schools like Duke and Kentucky and whatnot. But for the University of Michigan and Penn State and Ohio State and whatnot, their hockey players, North Dakota, of course, generate all sorts of money for them too. So, why not allow Canadian Hockey Leaguers into your school because they quote unquote get paid in the Canadian Hockey League. So there's that. So there's a lot to it, but the bottom line is, as Jeff Merrick said, I'm all for options for the players. There's going to be more schools who are worried about the competition for spots for players. And when you think about players in the SJHL and CJHL,
Okay, Hockey fans, we have the attention and consideration for $25 purposes shoot to win contest.
There's youth sports as well.
Lucky winner this evening, Rich Stricker from Swiftburn, Saskatchewan.
Advantage of that.
And Steve Schultz from Pharmacy. 34 rules, shoot 20 pucks into the net from 89 feet in 20 seconds or less, and Red will go home this evening with $25,000.
Opportunity, and
if unsuccessful, you are still
the
going
end of the world. I don't think that at all. Part of life, hockey especially, is change. We've seen that if you follow the history of hockey. If you go to the Hockey Hall of Fame, Toronto, or wherever, you know that life has changed and hockey has changed, and so people are afraid of change and people don't like change whenever they can, but that is all I think about that. So, you can worry about it if you want, but I would suggest that you don't, and just worry about yourself and do your best and control what you can. So that's what I think, Travis. I don't know about you.
Well, I'm along the same lines as you. Look at the athletes in the NFL that aren't, quote, good enough to make it down there, and they come up here thinking, they can dominate the Canadian game, then go back south. 9 times out of 10, that doesn't work to their benefit, and they open their eyes to just how great the game is in Canada. And I think we need some more pro leagues here in Canada. What, other than the NHL, what do we have here in Canada for pro hockey? The Manitoba Moose.
Yeah.
There's a few AHL teams.
Yeah. It would be nice if there was some more minor pro for sure. But that's an interesting point, and I didn't really think about that. I know they tried the East Coast Hockey League in Brampton. The problem in Canada is, are there centers big enough with enough money to kind of sustain a pro team, and are those centers then interested in kind of grassroots? And obviously you talk about Toronto, but that's not just Toronto. You think about like Vancouver too. Those markets are saturated with so many things, and those markets are I don't want to be too aggressive, but I guess snobs to some degree, in that if it's not, the absolute best, then often those places won't support kind of grassroots hockey and support even, like a minor pro league, as they tried in Brampton. They tried it really hard just west of Toronto with the East Coast Hockey League. And, it's been a struggle. It was a struggle there. It's a struggle for the Ontario Hockey League teams, even in anywhere near the Toronto sphere of influence. And, and you see like empty rinks in Vancouver as well with the Giants and whatnot. So, and obviously the Winnipeg markets are saturated. I know how much Winnipeg people and your Manitobans love the game of hockey, so they'll go out and support it. But still, there's just so much hockey in the Winnipeg area. So it's kind of not a perfect solution in any way that you look at it, Travis. But either way, we got the SJHL, and that's a league that I love, and it's been a great advertisement for here tonight. So, Mitch, let's take one more break. Good On Industries Game Time on PL Media, and we'll be back for the third period.
So creative. Wanda Heron Photography.
But back to the game.
Today's first.
What a game. It's been a lot of fun. Liam Hunt scored on a one-timer in the first period. He was fed by Vinny Palmerine. Usually it's the other way around. For the junior rounds, it's usually Hunt's feeding Palmerine with the one-timer. And he got a bunch off on the two Notre Dame power plays that they've got. And then Michael Carter on an Estevan power play kind of lobbed it through traffic, and it went through about 18 bodies in the middle of the ice in front of Spencer Borsos. He wasn't able to see it, and therefore wasn't able to stop it. So 1-1 is the score as we head to the third period in beautiful Carlyle, Saskatchewan, about 45 minutes north of the U.S. border, where the Hounds crossed the border, in fact, into North Dakota to take on the Bismarck Bobcats with a null in the preseason. So, of course, North Portal, Saskatchewan, not far from here where the border is. So we are underway here in the third, and here's Liam Hunks. Vinny Palmerino pinging along the wall. Georgievich to the attack. He's got Metastasio back door, but Paul Hill, a good job. And Travis, one thing about these two goalies, the rebound control has really been on point today.
Absolutely. There's seldom a rebound let out, and if there is, very quick to cover it up. Both rock solid goalies.
Shots are 30-22 Estevan. Hounds had tons of chances in the first. Bruins had tons of chances in the second. But we stayed deadlocked at one. Georgievich on the draw. Ronan plays it along the wall as Kennedy beat Georgievich there. Here is Ronan into the middle. Was looking for Kennedy, but it was between his legs, and so Hunks will pull it back. Metastasio will try to bump it into the middle. It goes right to Michael Carter, the former Lloydminster Bobcat of the AJ. Palmerine's kind of caught, but he works his way back. Here's Jacob Hofty now battling. Hofty in the corner. Going to bother him there is Marco Georgievich along the wall. Hofty does leave it there for the veteran Drew and Whittingham, one of the guys who's been around with the Bruins a long time. Now Tony Nolan, will play this one up in the air, but Dhaliwal will settle it down. And he'll throw that one forward for Hofty. Hofty, the shot, gloved by Borsos, and he'll hang on as his troops needed a bit of a break.
And I think one of the things people in Carlyle needed, they needed a break too. Look how that's a great crowd here. And we were here for a senior game a couple of years ago. It was wall-to-wall fans. They love their hockey here in Carlyle. And we look forward to coming back here later on this season for more Cougars action.
Yeah, for sure. The Carlyle Cougars senior team, as well as U18 and minor hockey programs. Vincent pokes it there to Rich Holden. Here's the Victoria native Rich Holden, puts that one on, or Vancouver Island native, I should say. Lindorf waited for the puck to settle down before he pulled the trigger, and that allowed Paul Hill an opportunity to get back into position, and Whittingham will pull it away neatly. Here is Bo Doxtater. He'll knock that one into the corner. Chasing after that one is McCorrister. It's going to fall here for Riley Rich Holden, and Lindorf will have that one sail by him, the Macklin, Saskatchewan native Lindorf. McCorrister going to poke that one free. Lindorf digging for it too, as the Bruins going to keep the Hounds in the E zone a lot here in this period, just like they did in the second. They've used that big size and strength on the small ice surface. Battle it out in front. They're trying to dig it forward. Was Carter Onright, but it's pulled away, and the Bruins, though, keep up their attack. Onright giving a shove from Riley Rich Holden. And the Bruins will have to back off now as Taven McCorrister will get to the red line and wire it in deep. This one's going to be handled by Polhill calmly. Kerr there on the forecheck. He's knocked off by a bigger, stronger man than Kieran Ronan, but Beattie there to help out. Jean trying to get it to the line away from Rennie. Rennie throws it to Brady Wilson, and Wilson will spin it back. Mentioned one-time Notre Dame high schooler Wilson, as well as the one-time student of Notre Dame or SJHL Commissioner Kyle McIntyre in Swift Current. Wilson's shot is hard and wide, and that rolls down the ice, and it turns into a foot race here as Freegang trying to get in on the forecheck. He's got great wheels. Beattie trying to beat up Rennie there, throws it in the middle, looking for Jean, but the pass was out of his reach, and that allows the Bruins to take off. Here's Kent Moores on the side. He shoots. That's high, hard, and wide. Bounces into the corner. Nice bounce there for the Bruins. As trying to lean on his man is Andrews. It goes to the right point for Ronan. Out in front, the backhand. They score! And Spencer Borsos thought he had it, but then he didn't. And then it sweeps through him with 3 minutes gone in the third. It's 2-1 Estevan.
A rare break in the Borsos wall gives the Bruins a 2-1 lead, but still lots of time left, and these two teams are pretty evenly matched.
Certainly, and you and Rennie with some great patience surrounding the goaltender there. Just slipped it low and waited for Borsos to move, and he thought he had it, but then it trickled in past the line, and the Bruins with a deserved second as a good hard battle there between Riley Rich Holden and his checker Jag Taylor. This one played along the wall. Fox chipped to the line, the net, Cooney banging at. The Bruins trying to get a 3-game win streak going. The Hounds have not had 2 wins in a row all year. They've won one, lost one when they have, as Polhill leaned into Cooney there and tried to sell a goal interference penalty. Here is Chase Holt now on the shot, blockered away there by Borsos as it flips out in front, and here is Cooney. He's got Bex and Fox with him. Cooney felt like he was upended. It's going to fall here for Liam Hunks. Pokes it to Paul Marine, but Paul Marine had gone a little bit too in advance of a position. Paul Marine hits Rich Holden with the pass, and he'll get it back again. Kind of a funny situation there as Hunks and Paul Marine want a line change. Hunks won't get much on that dump in, but it does fall for Carter. That does allow a few more bodies to change for Notre Dame, as this takes a couple skips off legs and it rolls right to Fersen Lindorf. When touched down by Nolan, goes right to the Estevan defenseman there, Box Tater. He sends it in, and Liam Hunks will come up with it. Hunks through the neutral zone, winds his way up. Liam Hunks through the way, looking for Nolan. He shoots. Polhill the save. Rebound. Georgievich the shot. Another save. Metastasio. Who scores? Damian Metastasio. Great patience, and the Hounds tie it at 2.
Almost as magnificent as his last name was that goal. A good play there by the Hounds. Release the Hounds. It's tied at 2.
And Damian Metastasio, after a brilliant rush by Liam Hunks, boy, have I been spoiled watching that kid for 2.5 years. Dances his way through, finds Tony Nolan. Georgievich also banging away at the rebound, but some patience by Metastasio. Waits for Polhill to commit, and we are tied at 2 with 15:25 to go in the second period. And the shift after scoring has been a problem for the Hounds lately. We'll see if they can come up with a good couple shifts now as Beattie throws it into the glove of Polhill, and he hangs on. And you can see the competitiveness in Ben Polhill. He's a little frustrated that he didn't even save that goal, because that was a gilt-edged chance by Metastasio, but Polhill got a piece of it.
Yeah, Metastasio looking like a magician out there with a stick, and magicians have wands. Metastasio has a stick.
Face-off won by Freegang. Jean's pass to McCorrister was a little bit too rich for Taven to handle. Freegang in on the forecheck. Good job by Polhill. He's been really good with handling the puck, Polhill has. Here's Freegang out in front. Polhill with a good save, as that puck would not settle down for DJ Freegang. Great pass from Nick Jean there to Freegang, but a better save by Polhill.
Yeah, Polhill did, like you were saying, he did a good job handling the puck right into his glove there to stop the play with 15 minutes exactly left here in the third period.
Bruins taking some time to change here. So referee Al Scott made sure they gave them some time here. Freegang and Pym in on the draw. And kind of drawn evenly. Freegang and Pym are all tangled up. Hayden Pym, young player out of Stansted, Quebec. Played junior B in Campbell River last year in BC. This one's going to be picked up by Onright as Beatty changed. Shots right into the glove of Borsos, and he hangs on with 14:41 to go in the third period.
Wise play, holding onto it there and getting a little bit of his confidence back after allowing the go-ahead goal, which his team quickly responded and keeps the game tied at 2.
Stringers out there with Dollywall and Chase Holt for Estevan. As the face-off to the right of Borsos. Looks like Georgievich is going to be thrown out for Metastasio. Face-off is won here by the Bruins. As here comes a shot from the point, Doxtator. That's off of the pads of Borsos, and out the other side for Ripley Garden. Garden up the left side for Georgievich to the attack. Georgievich, he's got a man going to the net, and Polhill dropped it for a second, but had a man in Tony Knoll, and the man I call the masher going to the net. I call him the masher because he hits very hard. Simple as that.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
So the face-off will come to the right of Ben Polhill. Georgievich against Cade Kennedy. It's been a consistent battle. Kennedy takes a lot of D-zone face-offs for Estevan. Georgievich wins it anyways. Andrews' shot is over the net. Was hoping for that one to kind of dip on him. Nolan to Ripley Garden. He fans on it. And now Robertson can pull it away as the Hounds have to back up here as Garden was trying to pull the trigger, kind of short-handed that one. Nolan had it poked away, but now it's going to be handled. And here comes the speedy Ethan Andrews. Andrews will wind his way in looking for a lane. He's tripped up. No penalty on that play as this one's out the other side. And Nathan Andrews kind of whacked there, went down, and no call by Al Scott, who's right in front of him. I'm sure Brett Pilkington didn't love that lack of a call. Georgievich, dangerous pass. Does come out, though. 13:40 to go in the second. This one's played along the wall by Rennie. He finds Doxtator. Doxtator into the Notre Dame zone. Georgievich, great play to come up with that one. Throws it to the middle. It's going to be picked up by the big body of Jack Taylor, and he'll throw that one back into the end zone, but offside. Here's Rennie. Brady Wilson stepped in a little bit late.
13:24 left here in the third period. Both teams have 2 goals, and both teams have had rock-solid performances from their goalies. What do you expect to see the rest of the way, Nuxie?
Yeah, I mean, more of the same. It's been on a knife's edge. Both goalies have been really good. Both teams have moved the puck quickly and competed hard. I think it's been a really good advertisement for the league and entertainment value for these fans who have showed up in droves here in Carlyle. Always such wonderful, kind people here in Carlyle. Here at the right point, the Bruins to the attack. Kent Moores tries to spin that one back. Moores looking for a lane, being watched there by Hunks. Just holding it around the outside. Throws it back behind him. Long shot off a body in front. Tired group of Hounds looks like out there against the big line for Estevan. Good line matchup for the Bruins. Trying to get that one out in front is Rennie. Wilson the shot. Flat pad saved there by Borsos by the stick of Brady Wilson. Rich Holden had that one go through his jersey as he has it pinned up against the wall. It falls for Rennie. Tricky-handed puck carrier right here is Ewan Rennie trying to skate away there from Kerr. Just puts it towards the net. Face off, or puck one, pardon me, by Hunks as Vincent will snap it. Now he's got Hudson Kerr looking for Rich Holden to Vincent. And he trying to pull the trigger, looking for his first SJHL goal on a great feed from Kerr, but his shot was blocked. Here comes Onright, trying to go wider on Rich Holden. Lindorf comes up with it, pings it off the wall. It goes right to Bexon Fox. Here is Hudson Kerr. He'll just play that one down low as Bexon Fox jumps that route, throws it to the point for McCorrister. It's out of his reach, and the Hounds had to avoid too many men on the ice there. With 11:55 to go in the third period. McCorrister up the wall for Cooney. He'll just chip it there looking for Fox. Great play by Bexon Fox to get that one down the ice. Is Carter trying to spin away from the forecheck of the Hounds. Bruins have done a nice job getting away from the Hounds forecheck in the second and third period of this game. Bounces right to McCorrister. Now Bexon Fox will just chip it gently into the Estevan zone, and Carter will pull it back. Here is Carter. Plays it along here, the Bruins, Kieran Ronan. out for a breakaway. Elson, though, has his man just knocked over there hard by a good Saskatchewan kid in Fearsome Lindorf. As Lindorf knocked his man asunder, puck right back onto Borsos, and of course there was some time here. The Bruins try to hem the Hounds in. The Hounds need a bit of a line change as Fox has been out there for a dog's age. Now Cooney can get to the red line and knock it in. Icing is waved off as Cooney will get himself a line change, and Jack Taylor will throw it to the other wall there for Tej Dhaliwal. Little battle along the wall. Fox trying to dig for it against Whittingham. Into the middle for Stringer, and he'll take off up the ice. The Swift Current kid turns it over to Ripley Garden. Garden up the other side, picked up by Georgievich. Georgievich, nice hands there. Georgievich the shot, and it's right into the midsection of Pole Hill, and he'll hang on with 10:36 to go in the third period.
Fairly evenly matched, and 10:36 to go here. We can expect a very entertaining finish between these two teams that are battling it out for the final playoff spot in the SJHL.
Yeah, two teams desperate for points. You're absolutely right. 10:36 to go in the third. Georgievich wins the draw cleanly. Andrews to Garden. Nice pass there to Nolan. The pass was so nice, Nolan probably didn't even expect it to be so perfect. Here is Andrews. That one's out in front. Garden poking and score! Tony Nolan from behind the goal line bangs it in, and it's 3-2 Hounds.
Arguably, they've been outplayed the last period and a half, but they're not outscored right now. They've woken up, if you will, the last 10 minutes or so to have the Hounds.
What a brilliant decision by Ripley Garden. Got away from the shot blocker. Had it ping off the end boards and bounce out in front. Instead of having that shot blocked or an easy save for Pole Hill, he decided to ping it off the back wall. And Tony Nolan using that strength, banging away at it from below the goal line, bouncing it off Pole Hill. And the Hounds have a 3-2 lead with 10 minutes to go in the third. But here comes Moores in the breakaway, he scores! And just like that, and I've talked about this and thought about this, the Hounds tend not to change after they score a goal. They have a entire group out there, they leave them out there, and it's in the back of their net just like that.
It's like a ping pong game, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Nope, the team that wants it most will end up being the one that skates away with the 2 points here tonight.
So 9:59 to go in the third, and Kent Moores with a gorgeous goal just flying in there. And I've said it 1,000 times, this Notre Dame team, after they score a goal, they tend not to string shifts together and build on that momentum. And that good teams do that. They have to figure that out, and they let the Bruins right in on an easy goal right there for Kent Moores. And not to blame Borsos at all, because that was an elite shooter in this league coming in on a breakaway. And it's 3-3 as the Hounds, again, the third period lead, let it go. This one's right on. Borsos the save. Hunks gives his man a shove. Dig that one in front is on right. Palmerine in there as well. Here is Palmerine at the ball. Goes on it goes. A little bit of a foot race. It's going to be pulled here by Rory Elson. Desperate times for both teams. They desperately don't want to give the other team a point either. This one's right on. Rebound. Shot goes just wide. The Bruins almost took advantage of a questionable rebound by Spencer Borsos right there. Here is Kieran Ronan with 9 minutes to go in the third. Flipped up in the air. Lindorf touches it down. He'll poke it to the neutral zone. Whittingham sends it in, but his man was caught on the delayed offside there. So which momentum will go next? This one's along the wall. Hounds turn it over again. Kerr will come away with it. Here is Hudson Kerr going for a skate. He's kind of one on the world. Does poke it to the corner, though. Tries to throw it out in front for Adam Pinson. Kerr along the wall there was looking for Lindorf. Picked it down low again. Pinson and Carter has it all tangled up. Rich Holden to Kerr. Nobody's there, so Kerr just tried to get it back again. Rich Holden and Whittingham battling for it. Whittingham out in front. Kerr almost handled it, but just poked away from him. Kerr out in front for Pinson. Squibbed through his legs. Here's Adam Pinson again. Throws it off of Kent Moore. Bruins just play this line over and over and over. That's the way Jason Tatarnik has always coached. And he'll just play his dogs over and over again. But For good reason, they've been terrific again tonight, the big line for Estevan.
Sorry.
8 minutes to go in the third. One touched here by Robertson as Andrews will just throw it along the wall. Little strength battle there. Hook to the half wall as the Forrester will chip it to the line, but not out. Gets another chance now as it's over the head, and Bexon Fox tries to chip it by Kieran Ronan. Ronan will come up with it, though, as he'll step away from Bexon Fox and go up the ice. Cooney, though, will just snap it back in again. Colehill will play it. Leaves it there for Doxtater. It'll play up the wall. Biors trying to take it free with Bexon Fox. Here is Biors. Thought about the wraparound. Throws it to the point for Garden. The shot, the tip. It's between Colehill's legs there for a second, but Kennedy will play it forward. Here is Jacob Hufty. Hufty looking for a lane, just throws it up in the air, and that's out of play. With 7:09 to go in the third period, we'll have the officials timeout. We'll take a break. Good on Industries game on PL Media.
Today's Furniture Electronics.
Make sure you come check out today's Furniture Electronics. We're here in Redvers. Phone us at 452-6309 or check us out on Facebook.
So, Hunks, Nolan, and Metastasio for Notre Dame. Carter, Moores, and Rennie for Estevan. The usual suspects, and Travis, interesting last 7 minutes and 9 seconds coming up here.
Absolutely. It's going to be an intense one, and both teams can't afford to go home without at least 1 point.
Now, speaking of 1 point, Yorkton and Nipawin into overtime in Nipawin. Hawks trying to have a renaissance there. Melville 3-0 up on Kindersley in the third period in Kindersley. 4-1 Melford in control at home against Battleford. Face off to the right of Borsos. Georgievich beats him. Here's Liam Hunks. The wall looking for Palmerine. That one's out of everybody's reach. And Whittingham will reverse it. Here's Carter. Will touch into the Notre Dame zone, and Palmerine will go back for it. Here is Palmerine up the wall. Nolan will hang with that one, avoids the icing. Out the other side it goes. Falls here for Metastasio. Waiting for Palmerine to come in. Throws it for Nolan. Defending by Whittingham. Georgievich going to fall here for Liam Hunks. He'll play it down low for Georgievich. Georgievich, a very strong guy, being bothered there by Carter. Metastasio. Hunks. Palmerine. He looks, shoots. That one's blocked there by Onright, and Rory Elson will take off up the ice with 6:20 to go in the third period. Palmerine will go back for it. He's got Metastasio ahead of him. He'll try to bang it at least through the body of Kieran Ronan. Not an easy thing to do. Now he's kind of caught up ice. Here's Wilson into the middle. Through the far side it goes. Doxtater the shot on into the glove of Borso. He hangs on with 6:02 to go in the third.
Borsos has been rock solid, except for maybe that 1 goal, as we could say, for the Estevan goalie. And expect much the same over the next 6 minutes and 2 seconds of regulation. Do you think we could see overtime? It's looming, I'd say.
Long way to go for that. The shots are 42-29 Estevan.
Maybe jumping the shark a little bit.
Well, I hope not. I hate overtime. Anyways, Lindorf has this one poked away from him. Good battle and spin down low by Stringer. Looking for an option. Lindorf gives him a shove. Pulls the net off the pad of Borsos. Going to be played along the wall by Lindorf. Looking for Jean through the middle. Touchdown, and here's Nick Beattie. Going to get to that one. Going away from Doctor here, who's very strong. Gang around the other side. He finds the Forrester. He'll make a little step, dangerous step. He gets some help there from Nick Jean. Free Gang looking for it. Beattie trying to dig it free as well. It's kind of pinned up against the wall and pulled free. Nice job by Beattie there. Free Gang taken down by the strong human being Kieran Ronan, and this one's off the head of Holt and out of play. A deflection in an unorthodox way. I'm going to call it a deflection. I guess it's not a penalty.
Our next broadcast coming up on TL Media is tomorrow night when the Churchbridge Imperials of the Saskies Hockey League host the Theodore Buffaloes. That game will start live on TL Media at 8 o'clock. Jamie, where are the Hounds off to next?
Well, the Hounds are going to have the weekend off because this is their third game in 4 nights. Take on the Arctic Terriers on Tuesday night in Wilcox. The Bruins, by the way, are not going to have tomorrow off. They have their hated Highway 39 rivals in Weyburn at Affinity Place tomorrow night. Get your tickets. It's going to be a doozy. Here's the dangerous
Beautiful place to watch a game.
Yeah, beautiful place for sure. Here is Kent Moores. Moores stepping up, looking for an option. Plays it behind him. Whittingham had an empty net, but it spun just by him. Here's Whittingham again. The shot off the side of the net. Here's McCorrister up the wall. It's going to be a foot race here. Rich Holden's not going to win this, though, with Whittingham. So icing is called against Notre Dame. Good line change again there for Estevan to get their big boys out against the Notre Dame fourth line.
Absolutely, and a smart play here by the Estevan players, just getting it down the ice and getting the face off on Borzos and seeing what they can do.
Big face off. Cade Kennedy's been really good on the dot. He's got a young buck and Hudson Kerr opposed to him, but Kennedy's going to be given a warning here. But he wins it anyways. Good battle there, though, by Rich Holden. Here is Riley Rich Holden. Into the for Pole Hill. We'll hang on with 4:32 to go.
Looking like a Dolphin Varsho there handling that fly puck. Maybe the Ross Atkins will sign him up. We'll watch our TL media footage and the Estevan goalie will have a change of careers. Highly unlikely.
Georgievich, Metastasio, Nolan, Garden, and Andrews out there. Jason Tatarnik, really a big guy in terms of the matchup game, really understands the other team and who he wants out against whom and that kind of a thing. And he's done a nice job getting the right guys that he's wanted out against the right Notre Dame players so far tonight. 4:15 to go in the third period. Nolan and Moores digging for it. Here is Nolan chasing after Ronan. Wilson up the wall, only as far as Metastasio. Try to play that one by his man. Now Andrews is in a foot race with Brady Wilson. Wilson in, he shoots. That one's blockered away by Borsos as Nolan will bang it off the wall, and it's going to settle down for Whittingham with 3:50 to go here in the third period. Whittingham sends that one in deep. Borsos plays it along the wall for Ethan Andrews to try to deal with. Get some help from McLean Cooney. Out the other side for Garden. Now out the other side for Tony Nolan, who's dog-tired. He'll play that one to Metastasio, but it's out of his reach as Michael Carter will bump it up the wall. And here's Bexon Fox going for it. Fox in, looking for a lane. He shoots. His shot is blocked. Hunks puts it right on. Rebound. And Paul Hill, a terrific stop on Ian Biors right there.
Another fantastic save for Paul Hill rather, and every save is big here in the dying 3:20 of the game.
Cooney against Pym on the draw. Cooney trying to win it back to Hunks for Paul Marine to have a one-timer probably. Paul Marine does shoot it. Hit the skate of a Bruin. Fox back to Liam Hunks. He does shoot it. Was looking for the tip of Cooney. Cooney actually tipped it to the corner by accident. It's going to be touched up there as some extracurricular activity. Rory Elson there on McLean Cooney. And Ronan throws it there for Kennedy. 3 minutes to go in the third period. 3-3 here in Carlyle. Threes are wild, my friend. Kennedy the shot. That's off Paul Marine out of play with 2:53 to go in the third period.
2:53 left here in the third period. These fans will not be going home disappointed. Jamie, it looks like you might be. That part of the game that you hate is 2:53 away from happening. Free hockey.
It's a long time between now and then. We'll see. 45-30 the shots for Estevan. And usually in a kind of a smaller rink, for sure, you do see more shots on goal because no shot is a bad shot. And they're going to call a glove pass here against Estevan. So we'll do it again.
What's the average shots on goal in Notre Dame?
A lot less. A lot less. I don't have the averages in front of me, but it's a lot less than I don't know, 75. That's where we're at right now.
That's true. You have to be
big ice. So there you go. Hunks.
Have you ever?
Sorry, go ahead.
Have you ever skated on the big ice?
I haven't skated in a long time, I'll be honest with you.
Me neither. It's been about 37 years for me.
Oh, well, it hasn't been as long as that for me, but something like that. As Hunks was in a kind of vulnerable position. And the D-zone face-off, they'll put out Marko Djordjevic, one of the best face-off men in the league. But Ewan Rennie's been wonderful on the dot here tonight, too. And Rennie's on his strong side, and Marko Djordjevic is not. So Marko wins it anyways. It's turned over. Here's a chance. Nice play by the Bruins. Out in front. Good poke there by Borsos because Rennie was working. Here's a shot by Whittingham. Knocked away. Down the ice it goes. They won't have the English for icing. The Bruins try to get the sweepers out there, but it's not curling, so they don't get it. Only has that pass go errant. Lindorf will knock it deep into the Estevan zone, and here is Kalen Whittingham along the wall. Hold that one in as Ethan Andrews bumped away from him. Minute 55 to go in the third period for 3-3. Hounds had another third period lead disappear on them. Looks like they did against Humboldt on Wednesday. Bruins and Hounds did end up winning though. See if they can do the same. Whittingham though jumps up, the shot, the rebound, and Wilson was alone in front. Still popped up in the air. Borso throws it to the corner. This Moore's line just plays over and over and over again. Kudos to them for their lung capacity, but they always make something seem to happen. This one's going to be pulled down by Djordjevic. 1:22 to go. Ethan Andrews has been out there for a long time, and he'll play it to the corner as his mates are changing. Andrews pokes it deeper. Here is Beckman Fox. He'll chip it to the corner, looking for Biors. Now playing Cooney out the other side. Cooney looking for it. Fox Taylor gives him a shove. It's going to be played along the wall, and it's going to be Rory Elson who wants to play it quickly, but Hunks jumped that route. And with a minute to go in the third, it's still 3-3. Cooney behind him for Fox. Plays it down low for Biors. Trying to play it out in front. Takes a funny bounce, and Polhill had to be sharp there. Biors gives Carter a shove. Carter reaching back for it. Into the corner it goes with 40 seconds. Now Box Tater bumps it to Onright. Biors watching him. Here's Onright to the attack there. Pym tried to pull the trigger. Hunks gave him a shove. Out the other side it goes. Here's Vinny Palmerine looking for Fox, and this is going to be a terrible icing for Notre Dame to take right now. A tired group, and very, very late in the game. Will the Hounds use a timeout here?
24.3 seconds remaining, and it'd be interesting to see the refs looking over at the Notre Dame bench, and they will take a timeout.
The good news here. So go ahead.
And we will take a quick 10-second timeout, producer Mitch. Sorry, Jamie, I interrupted you.
Celebration Ford, Young's Equipment, Zaylee Furniture, So Creative, Wanda Heron Photography.
So the good news, if you're a Notre Dame fan here, is that Marko Djordjevic is on the ice. And he's your best face-off guy. Also good news is that Vinny Palmerine and Liam Hunks are on the ice. So the right guys, a couple of guys are out there for Notre Dame. Kent Moores, Ewan Rennie, and Brady Wilson have played a lot of hockey here tonight too, and for good reason. They are out here. 24.3 seconds to go in the third period. Here in Carlyle, the fans have been treated to a real feast. And a big face-off right now between Moores and Djordjevic to the left of Spencer Borsos. It's won by the Bruins. Shot is blocked. To the line it goes. It's kept in. What a play. Blocked again. There's Hunks trying to bang that one along the wall. This one's going to fall here for Ronan. Tips it on. It's to the corner. 10 seconds to go. Palmerine trying to dig at this one up the wall. It's kept in again by the Bruins. Chop that. Nolan will find it. He'll just chip it off the wall. And you got what you wanted, Travis, my friend. 3-on-3 here in Carlyle.
Uh-oh, Jamie, it's that part of the game you hate. How come you hate overtime so much?
Because I am a stressed person, and I get stressed even more in overtime. But it is a point for both teams, and not a point that each team would like. I'm sure Estevan likes it more because that moves them to 18 points, and their Hounds are trying to gain ground on the Bruins in the standings. So Notre Dame is at 15 points now. Estevan at 18, trying to close the gap on Kindersley, who is losing at home to Melville, even though it's still not quite halfway done the season just yet. But Hounds have done pretty well in overtime this year. The Hounds have been in 3 overtime games and won 2 of them. The Bruins have been 4 overtime games and only won once. So I guess history perhaps helping the Hounds.
Yeah, and Notre Dame probably just riding momentum and looking to get the 2 points and head back to Notre Dame to Wilcox for a few days of rest. Well, like you said earlier, the Bruins have a big rivalry game.
So Georgievich, Hunks, and Palmerine out there for Notre Dame. Rennie, Moores, and Ronan for Estevan. If you're going to pick 6 guys who are to be on the ice for overtime, those will probably be your first 6 choices anyways. Here's Ronan to Rennie. Just work it around the outside. 5 minutes of 3-on-3. Kent Moores plays it there to Rennie. Offside is called as the Bruins kind of did a weird loop there. And I would be stunned if anybody changed here. There's about 21 seconds gone in overtime.
Well, I don't think you have to set your phases to stun. They're staying out.
Here's Georgievich. Hunks has an overtime winner this year, and Palmerine has an overtime winner this year. Both of them were in Battlefords. Hounds turn that puck over easily. That's not what you want to do in overtime. Here's Kieran Ronan. He's going to go for a skate. Being gapped up by Hunks here. Ronan with some quick mitts. Makes a little bit of a move. He's got Kent Moores there. He's a dangerous guy on the half wall. Kent Moores will just skate it out to the neutral zone, and the Bruins want to do this again. Ronan's going to change, and it'll be Kalen Whittingham going out there, as well as Brady Wilson. Get some fresh bodies. The Hounds keep the same guys out there. It's kind of not been the most electric overtime just yet anyway. Hounds have a guy behind us. Kennedy got a pass. He shoots, and he just put it wide. As Cade Kennedy was in behind, and he just wired that one wide of the glove hand side of Spencer Borsa. Now here comes Wilson going wide here on Georgia. Wilson making a move. He's knocked off on the back of the net. This one's going to fall here for Georgia. He'll take his time as the Hounds have the same 3 out there all overtime. We'll see if they want to change as Georgievich will bump it to the magician Liam Hunks. Hunks back to Vinnie Palmerine as Hunks will change, and they'll put out Fierson Lindorf. Here is Lindorf now. Going wide, going through the zone, still going Lindorf. He's got a man holding on for dear life to him there. Just prison rules out there, says Al Scott. 3 minutes to go in the overtime here. Come the Bruins here through the neutral zone. Taking his time is Whittingham. Georgievich has been out there for the whole overtime so far. Now Tony Nolan there too. Georgievich wants to change. Kent Moores waiting for Georgievich to change, and now he's going to take off. Now he's being watched by Nolan. Tony has another goal in this game. 2 goals in 2 games with his family in town. Good stuff for Tony Nolan as he is a little collision there with Kent Moores. Now Free Gang is one-on-one with Kieran Ronan. Ronan will step up, loses an edge. He'll poke it forward, but Nolan will play it away and try to skate away from Ewan Rennie here. Nolan plays it there for Free Gang. A lot of young bucks out there for Notre Dame. Now Tony Nolan. He's got Lindorf, but Lindorf is changing, and so Nolan will just scoot it back here as Liam Hunks is on the ice. Here's Liam Hunks as Tony Nolan is changing. They kind of collide there, and the Hounds do come up with it. Here's Hunks. Back door was looking back door for Free Gang. He would have had an open net as he's being held up there by Ronan, and the Bruins will pull it free as Free Gang needs to get up, get his stick, and hurry off as it's going to be Nika Jean who's coming on with 1:40 to go here in overtime, and he's a dangerous guy, is Nika. Palmerine watching his men. 1:35 to go in overtime. Bruins to the attack. Here we go. Looking for this lane. Going in and out and whipping and diving. Here's Kennedy. He'll stop it up. Looking for an option. He's got his man behind him there, Moores. Got his pass there to Carter. Gonna get a back door for the tip. Hunks in the foot race. He'll poke it to, looking for Nika Jean there. He thought he was still behind him. Palmer does come on. And here is Liam Hunks behind the Hounds net. The 20-year-old Liam Hunks from the Edmonton area. He goes for a skate. He's got Nika Jean. Jean tries to stop up. Back to Liam Hunks. Looking for Palmerine. Pass was kind of behind him, so he just shoots it. It hits a body. Jean, good battle right there. He finds Hunks. Hunks stepping up. Waiting, looking. Hunks dipping and diving. He's a dangerous guy, but he's probably at the end of his gas. Now here is Hunks. He's got to wait here. He doesn't really have an option. Just throws it back door for Nika to come up with. He'll leave it there for Palmerine. 30 seconds to go. Palmerine waiting. Again, nobody's in front, looking for a tip for Nika Jean. Now Nika's got to hurry back with 20 seconds to go in overtime. Jean will change. It'll be Georgievich on the ice. 20 seconds now. Here is Whittingham going wide, makes a move. Borsos the save. Here's a chance for Rennie off of the body. 10 seconds left. Georgievich thought about just taking off, but he decided to stop. Hofty coming away. Last chance saloon for Kennedy. Trying to go wide. Kennedy around out in front. And Hunks knocks his man over in time. We're going to a shootout, Travis, here in Carlyle.
Well worth the price of admission. And you got to love the crowd that came out and stayed till the very end of this game. Would you call it an SJHL classic? That might be a loose term, but definitely an entertaining game.
Yeah, it's been good. The Hounds have not been in a shootout this season. The Bruins have been in one and lost it.
Our last broadcast was a shootout. That was Minnesota against Killarney at the Tiger Hills Hockey League.
So the first shooter is Kalen Whittingham, who you say a defenseman like Whittingham, he's got nifty mitts on the shootout. Whittingham on Borsos. Here we go. Kalen Whittingham going wide, goes out to the right, makes his move. Borsos with a good save. As each team will have 3 shots here. And the Hounds will go to Hudson Kerr here, the Minnesotan, day after American Thanksgiving, with the chance to give the Hounds the lead here after Whittingham was stopped by Borsos. And here is Hudson Kerr now. He'll go down the right side, the right shot, looking for a lane, makes a move, loses an edge, and then runs out of real estate. Didn't make a save there on Pole Hill. And in choppy ice like this, why don't you just go in and shoot it? That would be my idea. Here's dangerous man, Cam Morris.
The quicker the release, the more likely you are to score.
Here's Moores on Borsos. Moores in, makes a move, he scores. His quick mitts. Now the Bruins have an advantage. 1-0. Estevan as we enter the second shots, and it's Ian Biors, another young buddy out there for Notre Dame, the Manitoba boy. Ian Biors got to tie this one up. He's got Pole Hill on him. He's trying to settle this puck down, makes a move, and Pole Hill, good save right there, and the Bruins can win it right now, and it's going to be Brady Wilson. And let me just make a prediction. Brady Wilson is not a fancy player. He's going to go in head of steam and just shoot it. And that is the right move on this ice surface. So here he goes, head of steam, up, looking for a lane to shoot it, and he's stopped by Borsos. So now Marko Georgievich needs to score to tie it here. The veteran for Notre Dame, otherwise the Bruins are going to win this one. Here we go, Marko Georgievich. Going to go down the gut. Georgievich on Pole Hill, makes his move, stop. And the Bruins win. Pole Hill celebrates. Now blow another third period lead. And the Bruins win 4-3 here in the shootout, Travis.
Tough one for Georgievich there. The puck rolled on him a little bit and never really got control of it after. But these fans will go home entertained.
The Bruins gave up the lead. Hounds are up the Hounds had a terrible shift again after a goal they score. Bruins get a breakaway easy. Ken Morris scores, then he scores in the shootout to win it. I'm going to stop talking. Travis, you can keep if you want. But it's 4-3 Estevan here in Carlyle.
I want to thank you for giving me the honor to work with SJHL legend, Jamie. It was a privilege to work with you this evening. And hopefully we get to work together again in the near future.
Yeah, thank you so much, Travis. It was an honor to work with you. Really appreciate it. And we will see you again, I am sure.
For Jamie Neugebauer in Carlyle, Travis Longman in Carlyle, producer Mitch in Saskatoon. Stay safe, everyone. Stay warm. But make sure you come to tomorrow night from Churchbridge. The Churchbridge Imperials are hosting the Theodore Buffaloes live on TL Media. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Take care of yourself and each other. Producer Mitch, let's roll some commercials and then sign off. Good night, everybody.
The Wilcox Inn, The Office, Bar and Drink, Days Inn, Estevan, Southern Plains Co-op, Celebration 4, Young's Equipment, Daily Furniture, So Creative, Wanda Heron Photography,